Well, it's 7 o'clock, and you know what that means. I guess it means it's time to start. How's it going? Welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob. This is the show. Hi. I don't. Why do I do that? I don't know. I don't know. But hey, everybody's here. Like there's like a lot of people here already, and I appreciate that. I mean, first up was Ninjinsu. Look, I mean, you could say he's gaming the system, but I don't know about that. I don't know if he's actually gaming it. But look, he's first. So there you go. And Robert Rivera came in here. Ricky's in here. And Ricky was the first post, I guess, when we went live. I guess. I mean, if you want to go that route. But then we got Ted here. We got Phil Holland ordering the Abyss. I like to see that. Bucho's here. Cosma's here. I mean, look. Hey. How's it going? How you doing? And yes, the Abyss is it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Because it's not like the rat died, but maybe it's distress. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But hey, there you go. Order it. You should order it and watch it because The Abyss is a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's not my favorite of those three that came out. Of course, Aliens is. I mean, it's Aliens. Aliens is awesome, but it's good. It's worth watching, and I think it doesn't take away from the verisimilitude of the movie to have it look clean. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I don't think so. So you take that, Dieter. If you watch Let's Get Physical Media over on Robert Meyer Burnett's channel, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal. All I'm trying to say is I love The Abyss, and I think that the 4K is awesome. And even with all its faults, I think True Lies looks great. I mean, it's got faults, more faults than the others, but I think it looks great. 2K upgrade or upsample to 4K for Aliens. Don't care. Looks great. What can I say? What can I say? Anyway, enough about that. Enough about that. I need to take a drink. Uh, let's see. Wait. So my friend was talking about some movies anywhere movie thing. It's pretty cool what that thing does. Yeah, Ricky, I've been talking about that for years on this here stream. Movies Anywhere is a great service. A service that they don't have to provide, and yet it links together a bunch of different storefronts so you can watch. Not every movie will transfer. It's like the studios have to give the okay for that. But I think that's awesome. For example, The Crow. Got The Crow today. Got my digital code, put my digital code in, showed up on iTunes. Bam. And if I pull up Vudu, it'll be on Vudu and all that. I mean, it's awesome. It's great. It's a great service. So yeah, there you go. Yes and no nuck. I'm sorry about the no nuck, but look, I'm still making my way through all the juices we've tried over the last month and a half or whatever. I've still got like this much left in the blackberry thing, and I have to say I enjoy this liquid, but man, I'm getting tired of the flavor. It's getting old. It's just one of those that it gets old, It gets old. The strawberry's awesome though. Let's see what else. What else we got? And yes, Cosma, yeah, he is bored. Or Ninjinzu just has it up, and ready to go. Just saying. 2 weeks to get the Abyss. Well, Phil, you do it. I hope you enjoy it. So there you go. You never really saw the Abyss, Robert? You should. It is good. Powerful firstness. And Carbonite. Welcome, Carbonite. Good to see you. Matt Walls, Ted. I didn't even see Ted in there. Hey, Ted. How's it going? I must have skipped over you. I saw you earlier, and then I didn't say it. I'm sorry, Ted. How's it going? How's it going? The Abyss is infinite darkness. Just got done watching the last episode of Fallout and eating a metric ton of pizza. Carbonite, that sounds good. I had a frozen pizza and it wasn't great. But hey. Have I been playing Tears of the Kingdom and have I finished it yet? Yes, I played it day one and finished it a while back. I love it. I love that game, but I still think Breath of the Wild is it's a better game. That's just my opinion. And not to say that the stuff that you can do in Tears of the Kingdom is bad, not at all. I just think that Breath of the Wild has a better overall feel. I mean, if we wanted to, talk verisimilitude, hey, Breath of the Wild has that. Tears of the Kingdom is building on Breath of the Wild. So there you go. I never mentioned in movies anywhere. That is so false. So false. So false. And yes, The Crow. Let's see. What caught up on X-Men 97. Pretty good so far. I want to see that. But I have here's my question. X-Men 97 is a show I would like to watch, but I never watched the original cartoon. Is that going to be a problem? Should I watch the original cartoon first? Valid question, right? I would say so. Valid question. A valid question. And why shame Matt Walls for saying X-Men 97 is awesome? I don't understand. Oh, I've never played a Legend of Zelda game. Gotcha. You know what? Hey, look, there are gaps in everyone's pop culture, whatever, right? It's impossible to have seen it or played it or watched it, heard it. There's tons of music I've never heard. There's tons of movies I've never seen. There's tons of TV shows I never watched. There's tons of games I've never played. That's okay. Maybe it just doesn't appeal to him. And I understand that too. If Breath of the Wild was set in a barbarian-esque situation, I probably would have never played it. I would never eat a frozen pizza. I would at least let it thaw out first. Thank you, Pucho. I mean, thank you. I played something bonkers on the PS5 called Wanted Dead. It's just the strangest thing game, and voice acting is, well. And Phil Holland never played Zelda. Look at that. And yet, I mean, yeah, you never. The only time you play Zelda is in the Hyrule Warriors game. The new one. Whichever one it was called. I don't remember it. I don't remember it. I didn't care for it. I don't like the Hyrule Warriors games. Or what do you call those? I don't even know what you call that style of game, but it's just not my thing. Not my thing. You like Tears slightly better with the crafting of vehicles and an overwhelming and underworld to explore. Yes, but the underworld looks like this vast thing to explore, but it's all the same. The overworld has different, biomes. Biomes? Is that right? Yes, I think so. The underworld is just all the same. So even though it is still fun to traverse and all that kind of stuff, Dynasty Warriors gameplay. There you go. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that style of game. It's just not my thing. But that's just my opinion, And hey, I understand it. But I think Breath of the Wild, the story was better as well. Some people don't even like the story for Breath of the Wild. They say, "Oh, it was this and it was that and blah blah blah. It just sucks." I loved the way that it played out because the way that I played it was probably different than most people. Like I played through like 95% of the game and then was like, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be looking for those memories. Maybe I should do that before I beat the game." So then I'd already had all this history, all these hours playing the game, and then these memories that I found contextualize what I was playing. and it just made it hit even harder. And then the end, I was a sobbing mess because it was like it all came together for me. And one of my, it's probably my favorite single gaming experience of my life. And I loved it so much I played through it 3 times. So, Tears I beat, and then I honestly haven't even touched it since. It didn't stick with me the same. But hey, that's just me. So there you go. Let's see what else we got here. I do play Dark Souls. Technically, I've played the Legend of Zelda, just more Berserk. Well, I mean, I don't know if those are the. I've always the Dark Souls style, that style of game has always like intrigued me, but I've never played it because I think you have to. That's one of those where you just have to grind at it to get good, and I don't have that kind of time or patience. So, and it's kind of like I still kind of want to play Stellar Blade, but I know it's going to irritate the hell out of me. I know it. I've seen the gameplay. It's just, and I played the demo. The demo was just short enough for me to get through it, but I was also sitting there going, I can feel that it may do that to me, but I don't know. Who knows? I don't think you got to go back and watch it as long as you have an understanding of the X-Men. Okay. I mean, I've read plenty of X-Men. But I just didn't know if it's super like built on the original series because like I said, I was at that point I wasn't watching cartoons anymore. Because I looked at when it was out and it's just like, no, yeah, I was already kind of doing other things. I was busy with band, marching band and all that stuff. And I just didn't play a lot. Or didn't play a lot. I didn't watch a whole lot of animation back then. I'm checking my brews. Look at this. I've lived in this house for 15 years. I think 15 years, right? I stepped out of the shower tub combo thing, right? Stepped out of it. And my left leg started slipping while my right leg was still in the tub. So it banged on the side of my right knee, if you can imagine this. And then I basically did the splits. It hurt. I'm not going to lie. I'm 48 years old. Yeah, it hurt. It hurt. So I've got this huge, it's weird. It's not a visible bruise, but the side of my knee is swollen, like where the meat is, not like where the bone is, but where the meat is, super swollen. And, the groin is tender right now. So took some Tylenol before the stream, so we should be okay. As long as I don't, it's weird. Today has been a lot better, but that was last night, and that was not a good thing, not a fun thing. Just saying, just not fun. Not fun. So today, I bought an anti-slip mat. You're like, you've lived there for 15 years and you didn't? No, I didn't, because I never had a problem. Apparently, there was just way too much condensation. The floor was a little slippery. It went, hey, it's what happened. But I'm okay. And here's the funny thing. I didn't panic. But it was this thing where I'm on the ground and I'm kind of like halfway, like my right leg, bent is still in the tub, and I'm kind of halfway sitting up, and then I prop myself up on my left knee, and I was just like, okay. Like it didn't, like it was just like I knew it was gonna happen. It was weird. So I didn't get mad or anything like that. I just got up and was like, okay, I need to dry off, put some freaking clothes on so I'm not walking around naked. uh, and go sit down because I don't know if I'm hurt, like actually, like really super hurt. Because sometimes when something like that happens, you just don't know. So I just went and sat down, and lo and behold, I wasn't that hurt. But it hurt enough that I didn't go to the grocery store last night like I was going to, like I was supposed to. I usually go to the grocery store every Monday night, buy all the stuff for the week, what I'm gonna cook, all that kind of stuff. Wasn't able to do that. Went today, and it was fine. So no worries. I don't know why I went on this huge detailed story on that, but there you go. That's Order 42 show for you. That's the Order 42 show. I have the collector's edition of Wanted Dead. It's pretty fun. See, there you go. Other people like it apparently. Red Baron frozen pizza brand is awesome. Got a Supreme in the oven now. There you go, Ninjitsu. I get the little tiny ones because I try to, especially for the show and for your benefit and mine, I try not to eat a lot, because I'm going to be on stream for 3 hours, right? Sometimes 4 hours, like last night, right? Or last week. So yeah, I try to eat less so that I'm not having to be Mr. Crone's boy and have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the stream. It's just the way things work. Okay? So there you go. Thin Crust. Link is the hero, right? Zelda's the princess. About all I know. There you go. It's a hidden gem. Yeah, for sure, Ricky. A hidden gem. Are you talking about Wanted Dead? I don't know. Too many enemies coming at you. Yeah, that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. How am I so far behind so fast? Oh yeah, you told a 5-minute story about you slipping in the tub. Underworld doesn't have anything really special in it. It was a letdown. A little bit. Have you played Hades yet? It's kind of like Diablo. Yeah, I own it on Switch, but I haven't really played through it. I haven't really given it any time. And it's not because I didn't like it. It's like, okay, this is the style of, die a lot, get better, keep going there, you have better stuff, don't die as much, and then you die again, and then you go back, and it's this cycle, right? I just haven't played it. I haven't played through it. And I know the Hades 2 thing got announced or whatever. Early access yesterday. Haven't even looked at it because I haven't played the first one. So there you go. Actually, I have looked at it. I watched Anthony Kongpan last night on Twitch. Played a little bit of it, so yeah. Not enough stuff in the sky for the upper sky stuff to make much of a difference in gameplay. Thank you, Ricky. That's exactly my point. I like it. I think it's great. But it's... I mean, like when you see all that stuff up in the sky, you're like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. And then when you find the underground, I mean, I guess spoiler alert, it's a year old now, right? So anyway, you go in the underground and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. But then it's all the same. And it's kind of like, okay, okay. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not bad at all. It's just not my favorite. Me and my son used to play Dynasty Warriors together. Well, I mean, I'm like I said, it's just not my thing. I'm glad you like it, Ted. Ted. I don't know why I said it like that. Shozama, what's going on? Finishing up a video. Hey, everybody, what'd I miss? You didn't miss anything. I mean, I don't know how long ago that was, but no, I don't think you missed much. That Wanted Dead is just bonkers. Between all the hack and slice gameplay, I'm playing a claw game or karaoke. Bonkers. Roguelike. Yeah, roguelike. Love Dynasty Warriors 4, but haven't had the same feel for it since. My favorite part of Breath of the Wild was the voice talent. It's funny. Not too long ago, I watched some of those clips. I have a couple of clips videos that Bucho put together of me playing Breath of the Wild back in the day. Is actually kind of funny. Some of those voices are actually really good. Like I don't even know where some of those voices came from, but I like them. I think they were good. My favorite part of Breath of the Wild was when it ended and I didn't need to play it anymore. Ugh. Not good enough. Don't have time to do Dark Souls type games. I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I'm kind of the same way on that. It's like I want to be immediately awesome, and it just doesn't work that way. you know? Like, uh, I'm going blank on the name. Why am I going blank on the name? I could see the cover and everything. I just can't remember the name. Uh, uh, Elden Ring. Jeez. Why couldn't I think of that? I didn't actually look it up. It was just, I had to think for a second. Elden Ring looks awesome, but I know I would suck at it. And I know that it would just frustrate me. But I tried to go back and replay Breath of the Wild, but couldn't get back into it. But that's the way it is with open world games. Kind of feels like a chore to do it all again. See, for me, it was like rediscovering some of the stuff that I forgot when I played, because I put so many hours into that game. I mean, this is when I was in my recovery, right? So I had the time to just amble around, and just kind of do my thing, and it was awesome. Once you read Berserk, you should go down the Dark Souls Berserk comparison rabbit hole. I've heard that. I've actually heard that. And the thing is, I've watched a ton of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring gameplay. Like in fact, I've watched Jacksepticeye. He's done full playthroughs of, I don't know if I can't remember if he did one for Elden Ring, but I'll just watch that and listen to him talk about the lore. It's really interesting. So, and he said the same thing. He said that that Berserk was very, very close, or it's almost like they're cut from the same cloth or whatever. So I'm interested. That's almost a million years. I mean, yeah. And yeah, ouch. At least you didn't bang your nuts. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're getting old. You need a walk-in shower with handrails. Look, we have a walk-in shower, but I don't like it. My wife loves it. She loves that shower. I can't stand it. And it's just because I don't like there's just something about it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I prefer the I guess guest bathroom to take my shower, and I can have all of my stuff out there. April can have all of her stuff out on her sink or whatever, and I can have all my stuff out on my sink, and it's no big deal. But yeah. I probably should though. Dusty's Rewind. Hello. How's it going? How is it going? Good to see you. You're like Van Damme splits and Time Cop. I mean, there was one of those things when it happens, you're like, ow, and you're just kind of in pain and just kind of like, you idiot. You know that this is an issue. I've almost slipped 12 times, over the years. But for some reason, I always forget. And sometimes I just put my foot down just like it did last night. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I just felt stupid, but then I was like, I really want to see. I know it wouldn't be something that I'd want to watch over and over, but I'd like to see exactly what happened and how it happened. It would have been interesting, but I had the flu once, decided to take a hot shower and ended up passing out. Thankfully, I didn't hurt myself. Whoa, Ted. Whoa. I've never had that problem. And you know what else? Here's another thought that was going through my head as I'm kind of sitting there trying to compose myself and go, okay, do I need help getting up? Can I stand up? Okay, I can stand up. But the thought going through my head was, man, when I was having all of the surgery stuff, that could have happened. Like, I'm very, very lucky that didn't happen, because it might have ripped something. It could have, no telling what could have happened. So, yeah, yeah. It's why you should always film your showers. You could have gone viral with that. Okay, well, see, maybe I should have been filming. I don't film my showers. I was talking about Wanted Dead being a hidden gem. Ain't no one care about those Zelda games when you play as that Zelda guy in every one of them. Tired of them. I'd rather play as that princess lady or someone else for once. Wanted Dead is a pretty short game. Then you realize the underground is just the middle ground, upside down with nothing there. Oh, Cosma, you love the voices too. I really enjoyed doing the voices, but man, I remember like when I would finish streaming, and shutting everything down, and I'm like, wow, I'm tired. It takes a lot of energy to do that, And I'm sure you know, if I did it a lot, I would get used to it, but man, it was kind of rough. Kind of rough doing all those voices. It takes energy, you know? I picked up Final Fantasy 12 on Switch during Golden Week sale. I need to replay Breath of the Wild. I have Switch version since launch, but I want to play the Wii U version I picked up last year. Why would you want to do that? Hold on a second, guys. I found something. There we go. Yes, and hit that. Yes, and then move this over here. Okay, we're set up. We're ready to go. Good. All right, close that. Get back over here. Okay, we're back. But why would you? I mean, I'm trying to figure out why you would want to play the Wii U version versus the Switch version. I don't know. And there you go. Wii U version has lower resolution and less stable FPS. Yeah. Elden Ring is a hidden gem. No one mentions it or talks about it ever. Like it's like no one's even heard of it. Looks brilliant, but I would be awful at it. Rather watch someone and play it. Exactly. See, there are some certain games, and I don't know how many times I've done this, and this is one of those things where you're like, you're not a true gamer. No, I'm not. I'm not. I have played through a game about halfway, gotten irritated, and then just said, okay, screw it. I'm just going to watch the rest of it. Have you done that before? I don't know. I don't know if anybody's done that before, but I've done it plenty of times. Because here's the thing. It's not a competition. A lot of times, I just want to see how the story plays out. So, there you go. There you go. I think it's a great thing. I love the fact that I can just sit and watch a game, watch somebody play a game. And I don't know if it kind of, the old days when, you know, I would spend the night at my friend's house, you know, and we'd stay up all night playing video games and stuff. It was almost just as fun to just sit and watch and make comments and be silly than it was to actually play the thing. So, and that's why I probably should at some point, you know, maybe do a stream. I mean, if they want, if they, you know, and again, I don't want to push anybody out of their spot either, but like on Jay's stream or Billy's stream, it would just be fun to just shoot the shit while somebody's playing a game. Could be fun. So there you go. Maybe play the clips when you vape or go to a bathroom break so folks who missed your epic Breath of the Wild playthrough can get a taste. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I hadn't actually thought of that. Elden Ring only sold 2 copies. Wow. It's amazing they're still in business. Who is off to see Planet of the Apes movie this weekend? Oh, and by the way, The Fall Guy, loads of fun. Rob's review, spot on. Love letters to stunts. Yeah, Phil. And it's really frustrating for me because it's like, it's a fun movie. It's a really fun movie. In fact, I enjoyed The Fall Guy more than I enjoyed Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I just thought The Fall Guy was a fun time. But at the end of it, I was sitting there going, but it's not a movie that's going to stick with you. And I don't know if this movie has any legs. And then when the box office came out, did anybody see the final? Here, I'm going to look it up. Let's just look. Hey, let's look it up, shall we? The Fall Guy. Ooh. Yeah, you can see it right up there. 27.7 million. So it didn't even hit 28. The some people were saying 35 to 40. I mean, this movie's pretty much, I mean, unfortunately, it's pretty much dead in the water. And that's unfortunate. So what I think is going to happen is what's happened so many times in the last however long. People are just going to wait and watch it on streaming. And that's just the way the studios have conditioned people to do that. And now that's all they want to do. Unless it's a huge thing, they don't want to go to the theater to go see it. So it's just, it's frustrating, you know, because it's a movie that I think deserves better. I think Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt were amazing in it. Just great. Just great. So it's a bummer. Now, here's the thing. Planet of the Apes. I'd seen Rise once, and I saw part of Dawn. Like, the thing was I remembered Rise of the Planet of the Apes pretty well. Dawn, I couldn't remember at all. So over the last couple of days, I've watched all three of them. I enjoyed them immensely. I think the third one wasn't as good. Like I think Dawn is actually my favorite one. But yeah, I'm pumped to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes tomorrow. That's right. This time tomorrow, I'll be in the theater watching it. So I'm very, very excited about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Very excited. Yes. And I don't know if you know this, but Disney Plus put out all the originals too. Just recently, like in the last couple of weeks. I don't know when, but they put all of the original ones. I've only seen bits and pieces of those. So I want to go back and watch all of those because I feel like that's a whole, just like I was talking about earlier, there's gaps in your knowledge about whatever. I have no knowledge of Planet of the Apes other than well, I guess the Mark Wahlberg one, which was makeup effects and everything were amazing, but that movie's bad, like really bad. But Rise, Dawn, and War were awesome. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. Let's see. 2 screen features. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess I can see that, but I mean, I didn't miss that at all. And plus, it's not like, doesn't it pause your, I mean, here's the thing. I've never had a Wii U, so I don't know what happens when you're messing around in your inventory. Is the game still going? I don't know. I don't know how that happens. How that works. I have both Wii U and Switch consoles and physical software, and the DLC for both before the Wii U store closed down. There you go. Look. I'm just trying to figure out why you. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I still don't know how that works. But hey, that's all right. Okay. So Nintendo did that all by themselves. Oh, don't you dare shame the Wii U. Gotcha. Nintendo did. Gotcha. I want Xenoblade Chronicles X or 10. 10 or X to come to the Switch. I don't feel like buying a Wii U to play it. I want to play, well, I have a Steam Deck now, so I'm going to play Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. Because I played through about, I would say like a quarter of Wind Waker. Never finished it. That's a game I want to play. So on my trip to Yellowstone, I'm going to be playing the Wind Waker. So put that in your vape and vape it. Doesn't have the same meat to it, does it? It's just not the same. It's not the same. But hey. They are developing a sequel to what? The Switch? And I don't know what I was spot on about. But I don't know. Maybe it was about the Apes movies? Saw an interview with Stallone saying if passed the Rambo role onto anyone else, it would be Ryan Gosling. I mean, look, I'll say this. I think Ryan Gosling can do anything. Anything. Oh, developing a sequel to The Fall Guy, but that's if it's profitable. That's what you're talking about. If it's profitable. That's the problem. I don't know if it's going to be profitable. It's a $125 million budget. It only made 27 first weekend. But it's one of those things. It may be. Here's the funny thing. Do you know that The Marvels right now on Disney Plus is one of the most watched things? We're talking about across all streaming platforms. The Marvels is basically a hit on streaming. And it's because so many people just waited. They said screw it. They waited to watch the movie. So maybe The Marvels is a hit. And I mean, Disney recently said that they gained so many subscribers in the last quarter that they're actually profitable. Disney Plus and Hulu are profitable. I don't know what there's a lot of reasons, right? There's the advertising, the crackdown on the password sharing. There's what's the other, I think the bundles are a huge reason why people have decided to go ahead and stay subscribed to Disney Plus and Hulu. I mean, I think it really is a good deal. I mean, if you're going to watch that stuff anyway, bundle it and you save quite a bit of money. And you save even more money if you say, screw it, I'm going to watch ads. I don't care. But we get the ad free because, April, she does not like ads. Let me tell you. But I think back to Ryan Gosling, Stallone. I think Ryan Gosling can do pretty much anything. I don't know if that's the right role for him. I don't know. It would be okay. Let's just put it in the thought machine. Wouldn't it be cool if you could like see the future, a possible future? If you could just take a glimpse into a possible future and just see if it would work out. Yeah, hey, look, it's pretty successful. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's green light that now. Because now we looked into our little thought machine and holy crap, it works. I don't know. Dawn is the Humans and the Dam. They're better movies than expected. Yeah, Phil, like I was kind of shocked at how good Dawn was. Like it's really, really well done. But I mean, but even War, even though I don't think it's as good, I don't think it's just a little step down. I feel like they took a little bit too much time with the prison or whatever that area is. There's a little too much time there, and it feels like there could have been some cuts, But man, the lore is great. I really love the lore, so I'm excited for Kingdom. I think it's going to be good. Only seen the first OG one. Oh yeah, okay. Well, there you go. Stallone heard Ryan say he used to go to school dressed up as Rambo. I mean, look, I get why Stallone would say that. He's the hot star right now. He's like one of the, bankable stars right now, but I just don't see that. I don't see Ryan playing. They would have to change. Like they would have to reboot the story where, maybe Ryan's a veteran of some other war, of course. I don't know if that would work. It would be interesting though. And look, going back to The Fall Guy, I would love to see a sequel. I would love to see a lot of sequels. Like I think that's a storyline that could live on in a bunch of different movies. It just doesn't look like it did anything. So it's kind of like, yeah. Already finished off the tea. That's not good. 7:37. Not good. I hate every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. No, you'll never make a monkey out of me. Here, I love it. I love those the last three. Man, they were so good. Like really, really good movies. Like not just good movies, but good lore and good like everything. I was really impressed. And you like the Wahlberg one? Dave Gibbon. Hi. I don't know if I've ever seen you in here. Or maybe it's been so long. But hey, welcome to the stream. You like the Wahlberg one? I can't stand it. Like I liked everything except for like I loved the makeup and the special effects were good and stuff like that, but Wahlberg just completely destroyed that movie for me. And this was before my kind of extreme dislike of Mark Wahlberg. Like it didn't work. And then I think there was a the female lead was bad. But you had Helena Bonham Carter, you had Tim Roth, you had Michael Clark Duncan. I haven't seen this movie since it came out. But I remember them being awesome. Like this is really like I love this. But take that Wahlberg guy out of here because, damn dirty apes. I like all three new Apes movies, but the third one is the only one with a human character who has more than 2 dimensions. True. That is true. But then again, the Apes movies, you're supposed to be... The apes are the protagonists, right? I'll tell you, in the middle of Rise... I mean, again, I hadn't seen it in a long time. In the middle of Rise, I was sitting there going, humans deserve everything they get. Because they suck. So, Koba is awesome in the second one. Yeah, and here's what's funny too. I was watching the special features, right? So Andy Serkis plays Caesar. Koba is played by a guy, I can't remember his name. But I'm like, oh, I recognize that guy. He's from For All Mankind. Oh my God, he's got a British accent. I had no idea the guy was British. So he's the in the last season of For All Mankind. I'm not giving anything away. In the last season of For All Mankind, basically, you should go watch For All Mankind if you haven't seen it, because if you like space, oh my God, it's great. It's such a great show. Great show. But the guy that was doing all the trading in the last season, that dude's British. And I'm like, damn it, what's with all these British people fooling me that they're American? You know? I don't know. But yeah, he was Koba. I will shame the Wii U since I have it. Not any games on it that make me want to keep it. The only reason that I wanted to play the Wii U is to play Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. And now I have a Steam Deck. And I like that thing. It's good. It's really good. I like when Koba got that machine gun. I mean, spot on Rob on Fall Guy. Oh, yeah, it's fun. It's great. The Marvels, damn, that sucked too. Well, it doesn't, see, that's the thing. It's not about whether it's good or bad, it's whether people are going to watch it. And a lot of people have been checking that movie out. So it's kind of crazy. Ryan Gosling as Dean as Beavis. Yeah. It's just not for me. Well, and that's really what a lot of what I've heard is that there are like a lot of girls that like that movie. Like they love that movie. But here's the thing. I thought Ms. Marvel was awesome. So I want to watch the Marvels eventually. I just haven't gotten around to it. I mean, I just recently watched Thor: Love and Thunder. So I'm way behind. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Wakanda Forever. It's just like all the Marvel movies that kept getting bad reviews. April and I were both like, well, why do we need to go see it then? Why do we need to go pay to see it? Like, it's just not, and we've got other things to do, you know? So people are hate watching the Marvels. Well, they're making money on it. So I've seen the Marvels isn't bad. Oh, the Marvels isn't bad. It's just not great. Yeah. I refuse to watch ads. The Marvels was better than the internet made it out to be. See, there you go. Spoilers. Oh, Bucho must have said spoilers. Bucho, did you get in trouble with the spoilers? Could you do a Gulf War, Rambo? The reception for the troops was so much different than Vietnam. Well, here's the thing, though. And that's why I was trying to think about that. Like a Gulf War type thing. Number one, he's a little too old. I mean, or he's too young to have played a Gulf War veteran. So I was trying to think of another war that he could that it would work for. But the other thing is recently he did an interview where he said, yeah, I don't want to do roles where I have to get into this dark place, because what happens is I end up bringing that home, and, you know, his family and all that stuff. He wants to do roles that are a little lighter, a little more fun, you know, that doesn't take that toll on you. You know what I mean? And I can appreciate that. I can understand that, because I feel like I would be the same way. I'm kind of worried for this movie, you know, that I'm writing, because it's me, but it's also a different me. So it's like, I will have to go to places that I've never really been in my head to play this part. So it's going to be interesting, but we'll see. Time to switch to water since you finished the tea. Way ahead of you. Way ahead of you, Shazama. But anyway, sorry. Ted, yeah. I mean, it could totally be done. And the thing is our veterans, they still, there are gaps in the support for veterans. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely write a very timely story about veterans and the way that we treat our veterans. Because I mean, yeah, I mean, there's support. There's the support's not there all the time. So it could be a really interesting, almost like, I feel like that would be a rough movie for an actor, you know, to get into and it would be such a serious movie, you know what I mean? but it could be interesting. Wahlberg one is the best one. Are you just saying that to irritate me? Consider it deletified, and if I spoiled anyone, please accept my humble apologifying. I'm not sure what you said, but that's okay. I like the Wahlberg one too. I'm a sucker for Tim Burton movies. Okay, well, I mean, look, it's just I didn't like it. I was not a fan. But I mean, I seriously walked out of that movie going, "Wow, what a waste of time." Other than the amazing effects, wow, what a waste of time. Was joking to be honest. I don't even know what you were talking about. Ricky, you're such a troll. I love it. It's great. The ending was a little silly with Abe Lincoln. I mean, yeah, but Carbo kept it vague, but I put too much detail in that post. I should time myself out. You want me to time you out, Bucho? Will that make you feel better? Toby Cabell played Koba. Talented dude. There you go. You're too far behind. I'm not pretty close. Spoiler for Wakanda Forever. The king dies. Wait, that's the first movie, isn't it? Hey, I don't know. I got like an hour into Wakanda Forever. Paused it to see how much longer there was. Set it 2 hours and turned it off. Oh, okay. I've been going through and watching all the Kevin Smith movies I missed. I just watched Tusk and Yoga Hosers. I've never seen either one of those either. Were they any good, Carbonite? Should delete that spoiler. But yeah, I mean, seriously, now that I think about it, that could be a really interesting story. If a writer, had that, what do you call it? That passion for the project and for the story, that could be really hard hitting and good, like really good, if it was done well. But again, would Ryan Gosling want to play a part like that, where he's basically, mentally tortured? I don't know if he'd want to do something like that. I don't know. It would be interesting though. Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter was great fun. Now we need a sequel, and it should be Werewolf Hunter or Monster Hunter. No, that movie was okay. That movie was silly, stupid fun. But never seen Black Panther or Wakanda Forever. I will get to it. Black Panther I thought was really great. Other than the last fight scene, which this isn't giving anything away, the CG is a little questionable. But the power of the story is really good. And I think it's probably the villain with the best reason to be a villain, if that makes sense. Like it was good. Like I said, I haven't seen Wakanda Forever. I like Tusk. That was kind of crazy. Yoga Hosers, I don't know how to say that, was okay, but he made it for teenage girls and had his daughter in it. Well, I mean, I have no problem with that. But yeah, I don't know. One with his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter, rated very poorly. Yeah, that's what I heard. Red State is probably my favorite of Smith's new stuff. That was a pretty good movie, and man, that ending was awesome. I really enjoyed that, but I don't really remember the rest of the movie, which is weird. But just didn't make that much of an impact, I guess. I thought Abe cut down logs and made log cabins. Family Saver? That movie is shit. Which one? One of the Tuscan, I don't know. Which one? Or Planet of the Apes? Or Abe Lincoln, Vampire Hunter? Oh, Abe Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. Gotcha. Oh, Yoga Hosers was one of the worst movies I've seen in years. Was it better than the reboot? The Jay and Silent Bob reboot? Because I gotta say, that movie was not good. The only scene that was good was the scene with Ben Affleck, in my opinion. I mean, I felt actual like love and passion in that scene, but the rest of it was just it was cringy and unfunny. So he's gone totally Hollywood. He just wants to be a part of the club now. I mean, the thing is like, and this is the thing that worries me about this story that I'm writing. Not that I'm gonna become like Kevin Smith and it's gonna be this huge success, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of my time on this earth being a voice for geeks and nerds. But my worry is that I don't want this to be like, I want to be able to tell different kinds of stories, and I want to be able to I want this movie or this story, hopefully it will resonate with people, and I hope that the movie's good, all that kind of stuff. I hope I don't screw it up. I hope the movie is good, and I hope I get to move on and do different styles of movies, because I've got, like I said, I've got two ideas in the old noggin here that I'm stewing about, and I think both of them they're very different, and I'm excited about them. like those are some really neat ideas. So I'm excited. I want to see. The thing about Kevin Smith is that he played too long in the same sandbox. And I think that he should have immediately challenged himself with a different thing. But then again, part of the reason why he is where he is today, and he is as successful as he is today, is because he played in that sandbox so long. So it's kind of like who am I to say that Kevin Smith went wrong? I think everything that happened to him happened for a reason. And I still think that Dogma is one of the best movies in the last 40 years. I love that movie. Dogma's coming up on its 25th anniversary, and I'm gonna do a video about it because I love that movie. I think it's great. I watched it recently and was very, very pleased with it. Very pleased with it. But anyway, worse than the reboot by far, though it did have Austin Butler in it. He doesn't put that on his resume. Eee. I like Austin Butler. I'm impressed with him. Yeah, Dogma is there's only one scene that takes me out of the movie. And that's the shit demon. That's the only scene that's bad. Everything else is really well done. Like, especially if you consider, hey, this is Kevin Smith here, right? I just love that movie. And I think Linda Fiorentino, I don't think she gives the best performance. But that movie has so much going for it. And I'm going to need to watch it again. But yeah. What John Waters movies have I seen, and what did you think of them? John Waters movies, every single one that I have come across, I have said, nope, not for me. I haven't seen a single, I don't think I've seen a single John Waters movie because they just do not look interesting to me. Or yeah, it's just, I don't know. I could be wrong. There could be some great movies in there, but I haven't seen it. Crybaby, come on. No? Nope, never seen it. Dogma seems interesting, but it seems heavy on religious stuff. It's going to be a no for me, dog. Well, I mean, I get that, but it's smart and fun, and there's a lot of heart in that movie, And there's a lot of, I'm telling you, there's a scene with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and it's one of my favorite acting scenes with both of them, like in their whole filmography. And it's like, I always liked Ben Affleck, but after Dogma, I'm like, Ben Affleck's awesome. And yeah, he may not get the roles, and he may not get that, because sometimes there's actors that are pretty good, but then when they find that right role, they're perfect in it. This was a movie that was perfect for Ben Affleck. The Airport? No. It's the one where they're having the discussion in the parking garage. I love he's so angry, and Matt Damon is almost trying to calm him down, but it's just, I just love it. I love that. I just love it. But I get it. I understand. If it's too religious for you, I get it. But for me, it was a good. He was Elvis and was Fade in Dune. Yeah. Yeah, so next week we get Dune Part 2. I'm going to be watching the crap out of that one. Jalen Bob Strike Back is a good one too. Yeah, and I haven't seen that one in quite a while. But the Golgothan shit into existence, yeah. But yeah, Crybaby is just not my thing. Like I said, anything that I've seen that he's been involved with, I'm like, no, not for me. I don't need to see Divine eat poop. Divine. Dogma has a shit demon in it, not that heavy, honestly fine. Yeah. Won the Oscar for Good Will Hunting halfway through shooting. Yeah, and that was one of those where because I saw, and I've told this story before, but I got to see Good Will Hunting at a way, way, way in advance, and it was and because I knew Kevin Smith was involved because he apparently helped with some parts of the script. I think I could be wrong about that, but like the scene, if you've seen Good Will Hunting, you know what I'm talking about. The baseball glove with Casey Affleck, right? That scene sticks out like a sore thumb because it seems like a Kevin Smith scene. But anyway, I heard Kevin Smith was involved. I think he was talking it up on something back in and of course back in this day, with 98, I think Good Will Hunting was. So it's not like the internet was this huge thing back then, but I was still kind of clued into movie stuff, and I'd heard about it, and I heard that it was playing at in the Inwood in Dallas, which is a famous independent sort of movie theater in Dallas, and went and watched it and was like, this movie is amazing. And then when it came out and people started talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, I can actually talk about it now. Because, oh my God, I've seen this movie. I saw that movie back when it, this way early thing, and man, it's awesome. I love it. So I was really rooting for Ben Affleck and Matt Damon even before I saw him in Dogma. And then Dogma, man, good stuff. Concept was cool. As bodies were crucified, they released their bowels, and their pain and suffering created a foul demon. Oh, you love Dogma? Okay. I thought were you being, what's her face? What was her name? The, everything is satanic in here. What was that? Who was that? I can't remember her name. Honestly surprised she's not here, but there you go. Smith helped a little with the script of Good Will Hunting, I think, like did some dialogue punch up. Yeah, and I feel like that scene, like I said, that scene with Casey Affleck and the baseball glove, it's a scene that kind of sticks out because it doesn't really move the story forward. It's just a scene that's just really funny, but it seems really crass. Like for the rest of the movie, even the rest of the movie, it feels crass, but it's funny. So there you go. Before we get too far, I mean, we're already an hour in. That's the way it goes on the Order 42 show. I wanted to bring this up. We lost Bernard Hill. Bernard Hill was King Theoden in Lord of the Rings. He was also the captain of the Titanic. Done a lot of work over the years. But Peter Jackson himself posted, "It is hard to imagine a world without Bernard Hill in it. To say he was full of life is an understatement. He was one of the funniest and quickest witted people we have ever had the good fortune to work with. His performance as Theoden, King of Rohan, is beloved by millions and stands testament to his brilliance as an actor. But we will remember him as a deeply loyal and loving friend. Our hearts go out to his partner Allison and son Gabriel during this time. Farewell, mighty warrior. On behalf of the entire cast and crew of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, we'll miss you so very much. Peter, Fran, and Philippa." And then there's this: "Hope he rekindled, and in hope ended. Over death, over dread, over doom lifted. Out of loss, out of life, unto long glory." Tolkien, The Return of the King. Look, this is one of those characters and actors that I didn't appreciate early enough. Like, I had seen all the Lord of the Rings movies multiple times, but The Two Towers and Return of the King never quite gelled for me. Like I love Fellowship. I love Fellowship. I love Beginnings. Fellowship is an amazing movie, but Two Towers and Return of the King were always like almost like step downs for me when it came to Fellowship. And maybe that's because I love Gandalf the Grey so much. Anyway, yeah. It took me reading through the books again to appreciate the character of King Theoden. And I mean, now watching it, it's a different story. On my recent rewatch of Return of the King, he actually made me tear up a couple times. So, yeah, Bernard Hill. I mean, yeah, rest in peace. So, there's that. And another thing, which is, this isn't like bad news. It is bad news, especially if you're him. But this is one of those things where I wasn't aware of this until Robert Meyer Burnett brought it up. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I bring up Robert Meyer Burnett a lot, and you're probably like, dude, would you quit talking about him? But I'm sorry. He posts some interesting things. He talks about interesting things. And this one was a thing. Director, producer, and writer Kevin Rubio, creator of the Star Wars comic characters Tag and Bink and maker of the seminal fan film Troops, has been diagnosed with kidney cancer. He's one of my oldest friends and needs all of our help. Look, I don't know if you've seen Troops, but if you have not seen Troops, which again is a fan film of Star Wars, this was way before fan films was a thing. Troops was one of the first. Amazing fan film. It is so good. It's so funny. Kevin Rubio is a name that keeps coming up in my, I appreciate Kevin Rubio. So yeah, and not to say that oh, I'm going to donate all my stuff to, I'm donating money to this because I appreciate Kevin Rubio. And if you want to, hey, yeah, do that. In fact, here, let me go to the thing. If you are interested, will this not let me? Are you serious? Why won't it let me post this? Okay, here we go. Let me do this because apparently that's not going to work. It won't let me post that. Here's the Twitter thing, and then you can click on the link. I don't know why it's not allowing me to click that. But yeah, it's in the chat. Look, here's the thing. You may not even know who I'm talking about. But to me, it's one of those things. It's one of those things that I think that if you're a fan of Troops, hey, help out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shoot a couple of bucks his way. Pretty sad, great actor. Yeah. Yeah. King Theoden. Dude, can you like take it easy always talking about Robert Meyer Burnett? Hey, I'm sorry. Here's another thing, completely separate from normal stuff. Number one, it's toasty. It got up to, what did it get up to today? It's 86 right now outside, but it was it got up to 89, I think. It's too early for that. It's way too early for that. So I'm going to need to turn down the AC. So, bam. Let's get it on 71. And I don't know if you saw earlier today, Jay posted something about if your AC is above 70, is set above 70, there's something wrong with you. You need to have your head examined. And I'm like, I almost sent him a picture of my thermostat at 75. GoFundMe links don't work in chat. Okay, well, there you go. Well, the Twitter one will. But look, like I said, to me, it's one of those things where I love Troops so much, and Tag and Bink were one of those, Star Wars characters that I thought were funny. So Kevin Rubio he's popped up over the years on all kinds of different things, and I appreciate him. So there you go. Mine's on 79. Whoa. Okay, that's high. That's high. It's very high. That's pretty high, dude. My AC is 73 because it's a small home just for me, so it cools down quick. Ricky, that's the thing here. So what we did is when our AC went out, and this was, I don't know how many years ago now, But the replacement that we got, they said the thing that you have to remember is that so many houses, when they build a house, they will get an AC unit that will that is for that almost that exact size of that house. The problem is you don't want that. For better efficiency, you try to go like one step above, right? So, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, you can only drive, 70 on the highway, but it's nice to be able to go 140. That's a bad example. They just say that you're supposed to get one larger than what your house is, right? As far as what it's rated for. So we did that. This AC unit will cool it down in minutes. This thing is so fast and so efficient, it stays off almost all the time because it's the house is well insulated. It's awesome. Our energy bill has actually gone down since we got this AC unit. So just keep that in mind if you're ever in a situation where you're like, I need to have my AC unit replaced. Just keep that in mind. Might spend a little bit more at the beginning, but it's gonna not only are you gonna feel better because it can cool down so fast, but it's gonna be more efficient. So just saying. Just saying. Wow, it sounds like an old person talking. But hey, I am an old person. Also want to bring this up. This is something that I saw on Twitter, but Billy actually sent this to me as well, and that is Shout is doing a sale right now, 50% up to 50% off, I should say, on a bunch of 4K releases. So look at that. Slumber Party Massacre 1 and 2 for only $18.49. Look at that. Brotherhood of the Wolf, $18.49. Escape from New York, probably $18.49. There's Clue. Look at this. There's Point Break in 4K. Look, there's the They Live Steelbook. You want that? $17.49. So yeah, if you're interested, go check this out. Here's the link to that, just in case you're interested. Bam. I don't know if there's anything that I need in here. Yeah, I don't know, because I already have a lot of these, or a lot of the ones that I want. Like the one that keeps sticking out to me is it's Creepshow. Yeah, Brotherhood of the Wolf, $18.49. Yeah, but it's Creepshow, and I'm like, I don't know if I need to get a special edition steelbook or whatever of Creepshow. I've never seen it. What if I hate it? You know? I've done enough blind buys, or as the Let's Get Physical Media guys say, the cat in the bag. I've had enough of those, at least recently. So yeah, there's a collector's edition of Creepshow that's $73.49. Why would I buy that? Why would I buy that if I've never seen it? Like, I don't need that. I don't need that. But I mean, there's some fun movies in there, so check it out if you're interested. Not sure if I need Clue in 4K though. I mean, Clue is good. And I think I said this recently. I saw Clue for the first time just a couple of years ago. And it may have been only like a year ago. It was awesome. It was really good. Cryptic Mayhem, welcome. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. But now it's time to talk about some Star Wars stuff. Actually, no, not Star Wars stuff. Let's talk about The Crow. So I was very excited to get this in today. Very, very excited. That's right. The 2-disc DVD of The Crow. Oh, wait, no. It's the single disc Blu-ray of The Crow. Oh, wait. No, it's the 4K steelbook of The Crow. Yeah, I got it. So you might see that and go, yeah, he might be a fan of this movie. I love this movie. This movie's good. So here's the thing. Oh, by the way that the steelbook works is nice. It's very, very cool. I really like I really like that. And on the back, victims, aren't we all? But yeah, there you go. Real love is forever. And then when you get on the inside, of course you have your your digital slip, right? I've already redeemed it, so there's no need to really worry. But this is what it looks like on the inside. Of course, the disc is still in my 4K player because I'm going to watch the rest of it later on. But yeah, very, very cool. So, Wraith, just in time. That's right. Now, I want to talk about, first off, by the way, here are the special features that are included. So a new Shadows and Pain designing the crow and a sideshow collectibles thing. And then the rest of those are I guess legacy things. So you got 2 audio commentaries, one with the director Alex Proyas, one with producer Jeff Most, and screenwriter John Shirley. Behind the scenes featurette, profile on James O'Barr, extended scenes, deleted footage montage, and a trailer. Now, I got these out because I wanted to see, is there anything missing? Audio commentary, only one with the director. Behind the scenes featurette, profile of James O'Barr, extended scenes, deleted footage montage, original poster concepts, storyboards, and theatrical trailer. So the concepts, the poster concepts of the storyboards, I don't know if they're on here. I haven't looked for them yet. But the DVD is where things get interesting. So, behind the scenes featurette, feature commentary, but only the other one, not the producer or not the director. Profile, extended scenes, deleted footage montage, post concepts, the design, storyboards, French language track, Spanish subtitles. But then look at that, DVD ROM features, Devil's Night Retribution trivia game, enhanced playback track, screenplay viewer, and web links. They don't work anymore. None of it works. So I actually put in the second disc just to see. It doesn't work anymore. And maybe it's because I'm on a PC I'm on a Mac instead of a PC. But I was kind of bummed out because I watched about an hour and 10 minutes of The Crow earlier. I only got it, a few hours before stream. I watched about, oh, you know what? We should do this. I did set this up so we could talk about The Crow. I watched like I said, the first hour and 10, and again, things are a little different with, you can rent Creepshow for $2.99 and then decide if you want to get the 4K. Showzama, absolutely. I just haven't done that. You have both the Walmart and Amazon editions, both sold out. Good thinking. Need to get a 4K player and a 4K TV for that matter. Yes. But let's talk about the image quality here in a minute. I expected in a show called Tales of the Empire, the first episode would have been about the Empire show. It was okay, but not what I was expecting. I wanted something more like what we got in Andor. Ted, you're early. I know I said Star Wars, but we're going to talk The Crow first, then we'll get into the Star Wars stuff because I watched that as well, and I have thoughts as well. I can try it on my PC, see if it works. Do you have the 2-disc DVD guy? I actually have a PC too, but it hasn't been updated in a long time. I could probably try it because this is what I have. Oops. This is an Asus. That's how you say it, right? Asus. It's a Blu-ray player. Well, it's got, let's see, compact disc, recordable, rewritable, DVD-R dual layer, rewritable, and a Blu-ray disc player. So I have this. So that's why I figured out that it didn't work. But yeah, manufactured February 2012. But you know what? This still works when I need to rip something or whatever. It's kind of great. Anyway, back to The Crow. So, is there a pixel issue with your camera? What are you talking about? Where? Tell me where. Is there a pixel issue? What happened? Door. Oh my gosh. Apparently, there is. Is that in the other footage? Actually, there may be. Are you sure? Really? Under the label thing, there's a blue dot. I guess so. Oh my gosh, my camera's starting to go out. Look at that. You see it? Right here? Right here. Yeah, apparently. Wow. Thanks, Filbert. Now I won't be able to see it. It was really noticeable with that case. Man. Wait, it might be dust on the sensor. Possible. Or I might have spit on it. Hold on. I'm still here. Just hold on a second. I'm gonna, I have a thing. I have a microfiber cloth. Nope. Still there. Damn. Well, you know what? This thing has been pretty awesome. I mean, what? 4 years of just almost like everyday usage. But hey, thanks Filbert for destroying it. Asus? It's Asus? Wow, man, that sucks. I have a dead pixel. What is this, the Game Chasers? Just kidding. Let's see, wait. I remember getting extra features for using the Austin Powers Gold Member DVD on a PC, wallpapers, and extra music videos, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that used to come with those old ones. Pegasus. Asus? The company folks say you have to say it like Pegasus. So, Asus. Asus? Asus. Asus. I'm pretty sure, though, it's Asus. In fact, if they heard me saying that, they'd be like, no, that's totally the way you say it. Anyway, New Line Cinema had the blue label at the top indicating it had more content if you put it in a computer. I zoomed in and could see it. Damn it. Might be worth to test it after stream, see if it shows up with just pictures. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But hey, I will totally be able to sleep. It will not bother me that much. Or I'll put like I'll make like a sign that points to it. What's that blue paint dot on the door? Exactly. Exactly. Oh well. Anyway, The Crow. So, I watched like I said, the first like hour and 10, something like that. And it really kind of, story-wise, it made me wonder if the script was written that way. So of course, because Brandon Lee passed got shot in the middle of production, he couldn't film all the scenes necessary to finish the movie. So it's especially like, oh yeah, that's totally not him. When at the toward the beginning, when he's in the apartment and he's looking at things or whatever, his face is never shown. And then pretty much, in fact, almost anything in the apartment that's shot present day, he's not there. When what's her face, the girl, I can't remember the girl's name, but when she says, oh, the hell with you, I thought you cared, and then he goes, Sarah, I do care. And he's silhouetted. That's like not him. So any of the scenes where you don't see Brandon Lee's face, it's kind of obvious. Almost the entire T-Bird sequence when he's getting him ready, right? And then does the thing, lights the thing. That's probably not him because you never actually see his face. You know, he's in the back of the car, and then suddenly when he's outside the car, you never see Brandon Lee again. So it's kind of one of those things where you notice these things and you start to piece things together where you go, okay, they probably shot, okay, this is definitely him because he's talking and he's, you know, his face is on the screen. You don't get someone like Brandon Lee and decide not to shoot his face. So it's obvious where the stand-in is, right? But what's interesting is I wonder, there's all this footage, you know, prior to the bad thing happening on Devil's Night, right? That causes the movie to happen. I don't want to give spoilers. I know it's 30 years old, but I don't want to give spoilers. It makes me wonder if the script was like there was more at the beginning of getting to know them before the bad thing happens, because there seems to be a lot of footage of Eric and Shelley that seems almost like quick memories, quick flashes of memory. And I wonder if they did that because they knew they needed to piece it together, a new movie or a new story. And that's why I wanted to read the script. I wanted to read the actual script. But here's the thing. A lot of times when they do that, you're not seeing the original version of the script, you're seeing the shooting script. And the shooting script might be completely different, you know? And I'm sure that when Brandon Lee passed and they decided we're going to have to make this movie, they had to make adjustments to the story. So I'm wondering what that original movie could have been like if Brandon Lee was able to finish it. You know, would there have been more at the beginning with them? Because that's the thing that really impressed me watching it again, is how efficient the first 19 minutes. I mean, the first 19 minutes are super, super, super efficient. Almost too quick. But I liked it. I like it. It's almost like a music video. In that way. It almost has that it doesn't have a traditional pace. And I really like that about it. So then, like I said, it just made me wonder. It made me wonder if, because, you know, he got shot and died, that maybe a lot of that stuff with Shelley at the beginning was supposed to be more of what the movie was at the beginning. Does that make sense? I don't know. Mac and DVD-ROM features were not friends. Before DVD, some music CDs had interactive features that worked with QuickTime and such. Yes, Shozami, yes. I knew that the chances of this working on my Mac were very, very slim, but I wanted to try it. Now, the weird thing is that it still worked like a DVD. But I'm guessing, like a lot of those things that you mentioned, if you put it in a PC that, you know, can read it, it will do things. But yeah. When you get done with the stream, turn the camera off, remove the lens, turn the camera on its side with the lens mount facing downwards, get a can of air or something to blow on the sensor. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it could be that simple, because I'll be honest, this thing has pretty much sat here for 4 years. So yeah, yeah, I'll try all that. Shit, it's Tuesday. Yo, I'm late AF. Rufus, welcome. We're talking The Crow right now. Okay. So how you doing? Looks like some dust. The particle changed color when he moved in front of it. Yes. I mean, it's possible, but we'll see. I just had to refresh to get the OG YouTube layout. Now I got description and likes under the video chat to the right like it should be. Yeah. Chuck Norris says the tree ad killed him. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I don't know if there was ever an investigation that came to any sort of like actual, you know, truth about it. But I mean, who knows? Best part is that him being quiet due to it being a different actor makes the scene that much more impactful. Wraith, that's what I'm saying. In a weird way, it works for the movie's benefit. But there are still times where it's absolutely obvious that, you know, like, okay, when he comes to the window, The Cure, Burn is playing. He comes to the window, lightning flashes, and it's a really bad cut and paste job of his face. And that's so far, what I can say about the 4K presentation is that it's true to the original. At least, I mean, I saw this movie in the theater. I've seen it countless times since. It's true to that original feel. For a while there, I was actually not impressed with the 4K until you get to the quieter, better lit scenes. And in those scenes, the 4K really pops and it looks great. But it's those all those dark, grungy scenes, they still look dark and grungy. So I guess that's a good thing. But I was kind of like I was hoping that they'd be cleaned up a little more, and especially that mid 90s rotoscoping. God, it looks bad. The one shot that sticks out in my head is when Nine Inch Nails Dead Souls is playing, and Eric is running across the buildings and basically following the crow, and it's just really bad looking. It just looks, some of those shots are really cool, and then all of a sudden it's this really bad shot. And you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen that movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about because it sticks out like a sore thumb. And I was hoping that would be cleaned up somehow. No, it still looks bad. It looks just as bad as it did, when I saw it in the theater. But it's still one of those things where this movie is true to the memory that I have of that, And I feel like in that way, it's definitely a success. So, yeah. I just don't think it's this, oh my God, transfer. I just think it's true to that original look. The other thing that I will say is I'm not a fan of the sound. I think the what is the 4K have? Okay, what is the actual track? Because it's not Atmos. I think what came up for me was the DTS 5.1. Oh, here we go. English 5.1 DTS HD Master Audio. I do not like that track. I think it's too quiet, and I don't think it's very dynamic, and I think I don't think the music pops as much as it should, especially with this killer of a soundtrack. It just doesn't pop like I wanted it to. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Now, I did watch a little bit of it on iTunes because, I have iTunes, I have digital code. It's on iTunes. So I got it on iTunes. And that one seemed a little better. But through iTunes, you don't get a DTS HD. You just get a basic 5.1 track. It's not DTS HD. You know what I'm saying? Like even my receiver just says multi-in, which is just a regular 5.1. So I don't know. I'd have to watch the movie both times, with both to see which one's better. But like I said, I wanted a better audio track, and I just don't think it's that great. But yeah. His dad, not him. Oh, Chuck Norris says the triad killed Bruce Lee. I mean, you're talking about, if we're talking about Bruce Lee now and his death is weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with his death. So who knows? Not me. So the new Crow movie is a reboot, not a sequel, huh? Yeah, it's a reboot. It's definitely a reboot. But see, here's the thing. That's what got me thinking, is that it looks like if you watch the trailer for the new Crow, it definitely looks like we're going to see more of their relationship. Right? Because the Crow movie, the 1994 movie, this version, movie's starting and they're dead. You know what I mean? So, hashtag no spoilers, but come on. So, yeah, I don't know how this one's going to work. But the thing is I think, with Ricky, I'm with Ricky. I think it looks fun. I think that in a weird kind of way, this movie, the 1994 Crow, is a is a revenge story, love story, um, but it's set in and has the feel and the verisimilitude, if I might say so, of 1994 and the way that people felt. And I'm talking about the people my age, you know what I mean? The 18s, the 19s, the 20s, right? This felt like a movie made for us. And I'm wondering if, because I mean, the first time I saw that crow, the picture of Bill Skarsgård, I'm like, that looks terrible. But then I'm thinking, wait a minute, what if this is a sort of a statement for those people, for the people of today, the 18s, the 19s, the 20s of today? Who knows? So who am I to say, oh no, you don't get your own version because Brandon was the only true version. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll have to see. The Crow may be my next watch. It's tough to try to watch new movies. I mean, I'm a big movie guy, so the games and the books sometimes take a back seat to movies, but that's just me. I want to play the Sega Saturn Crow game. Didn't even know there was one. I sent a pic in Discord, Rob. You mean that? Yes. That is the shot. That is the shot. That's the shot that I was mentioning where it's clearly not him. It's a still photo that they put in there. It's just what they did. Do you think the Crow still books will get a reprint? I mean, it just depends on how much Paramount wants to do, right? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. We had security cameras here at the office, and some pixels went out on one, and it looked like there was a UFO in the sky on that camera. Freaked me out for a second. The first time I saw it, had to check outside. Well, there's probably not a UFO in here, especially right there. What's weird is I don't see it in my version. In my... Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, I see it now. Okay. So, what are you going to do? I guess what, like I said, I'll try to clean it and see if everything works out. But damn it, if it's just a bad pixel, because look, this thing has been on for hours and hours. There's been times when I've left it on for days and didn't realize. So it's possible. It's just old, you know. Just tried the features on my PC. Everything except Screenplay Watch works. Apparently my graphics driver is not compatible with it. I can't watch the movie, but I can see the screenplay by the side. Yeah, it would be... That's what interests me. Is that a thing? You know what I mean? Is that... We're talking to the Crow again. Was the script written the way that the movie plays out? Or did they have a lot of stuff filmed that then they couldn't finish because he passed away, and so they had to retool it as this... It's very music video, man. I mean, if you watch that movie again and you see that scene where he's in the apartment and he's starting to remember things and there's these flashes of memories and all that stuff, it's a music video and it's awesome. It's great. It's great. I just wish the sound was good, because the sound is really not pumping. So that's the one thing that I was, even more than the I guess the not cleaned up visuals. I was thinking that it was going to be clearer in spots, but my biggest problem with the transfer so far is that it's not the transfer at all. That's the problem. It's the audio. The audio needs to be pumped up. So that's just my opinion. But interesting. You know, it would be cool to read the script. As long as they bring back Ernie Hudson. I don't think Ernie Hudson's going to be in the new movie, is he? Not sure. Yeah, if you pay attention, you see the still face move a little while it's zooming out. Still way better than the one on Game of Death. I mean, Ricky, you're not wrong. That one on Game of Death is so bad. It doesn't even look like his head's in the right position. And it just looks bad. But you aren't meant to keep your computer on for days? Pretty sure mine's been on asleep for over a year. Well, I mean, I'm talking about my camera being on for days. My camera's definitely, I mean, my computer's definitely been on for days. In fact, the only time I restart it is Tuesday afternoons before I do the stream, just to try to make sure that you know, things are working for the stream. You know what I mean? But I don't think, I do not think that cameras are meant to be to stay on for days. So, I have a Windows laptop and need to dig out the DVD. I think I may have it. Tintin had a few more lines. Are you sure about that, Wraith? Because I just watched that, and all of that was stuff I remember. There are so many lines that we used to, like me and my friends, we used to quote all the time. All the time. Man. And Skank cracks me up a lot more than I remember. Man, Skank is funny. Oh yeah, Ricky, exactly. I shut my PC and my Mac off every day when I leave for work. I mean, I think the theory, I mean, who knows, right? I mean, it's kind of like when somebody who was asking, I think Jay was asking about, is it true that you couldn't touch the inside of a floppy disk? I'm like, well, I mean, you're not supposed to bend it or, get a bunch of oils on it and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Is it sort of a, what's the best thing for computers? Is it to leave them on and let them go to sleep, or is it to shut them off completely? Because I always heard that that shutting them on and off constantly, and I'm talking about, like once a day or whatever, that's a violent thing for the power supply, and that the power supply could go out. But I don't know if that's true or not. I just leave mine on, and it's been on since I bought, pretty much almost the whole time that I've had this computer. I mean, when I leave for vacation, no, of course I turn it off, but yeah. So I don't know. My camera is never on for more than 8 hours. Yeah, it's just that it's been 4 hours straight, or 4 hours, 4 years straight, almost. I mean, not every day, but a lot of days, and sometimes I leave it on for days, and I don't even mean to. For them to turn on a lot, yeah. See, who knows, man? Who knows? I don't. But look, the thing is, I love The Crow. It's an important movie for me. I'm glad that I am able to add the really nice steelbook to the collection. I'm not a huge steelbook guy, but this is a good one. That's a really good one. I really like the way that looks. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, the back is, one of those, J cards, and it's just a clear back. So you just see the back of the steelbook through the Mylar. Isn't that Mylar? Isn't that what that is? But yeah, I would recommend it. And it's definitely the best The Crow's ever looked, for sure. But I just, like I said, man, those mid-90s rotoscoping looked like crap. It's just, I mean, they do. It's like anything. Leaving on causes wear and tear, so does turning them on and off. Not much of a difference between the two, like a car. Ooh, that's sexy, Rob. Not a big goth movie. Coomer? But that's rad. Yeah, I was just going to get the regular edition. I always typically, when there's a special edition or a steelbook or whatever, I don't care about steelbooks. I don't. Because in most cases, I don't like the design on a steelbook. But that one is just so cool that I had to get that one. So yeah. Yeah. So now, Ted, if you're still here, now it's Star Wars time. To be honest, I think my 4K Mario Brothers 93 has a cleaner picture than this 4K Crow. Right? And I think it's just because and the thing is it's not because, I don't think it's because, oh, Paramount did a bad job, or because the director, or not the director, the cinematographer actually, posted out or tweeted out not too long ago about, hey, I'm in the middle of cleaning up The Crow. I don't think it's a bad job. I think it's just that this movie does look like that. It's just a gritty, grungy kind of movie. And to me, Aliens was never the same thing. Like, everybody kept saying, oh, Aliens, they cleaned it up too much. Oh, it looks too clear and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but that was to me, that was a product of the format, and not that it couldn't be cleaned up, But I don't know what the hell, I'm just saying I wish it was cleaner and clearer. But you're also joking about the goth thing, like Nightmare Before Christmas chicks, same type, love The Crow. I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. But yeah, let's talk a little bit Star Wars, a little bit, just a little bit, we do talk about Star Wars quite a bit on this channel. But first, let's talk about this Acolyte trailer. So, did you guys see the Acolyte trailer that premiered on May the 4th? Did anybody see that? Because I will tell you what I think. When the trailer ended, I went, okay. I got to tell you, as a Star Wars fan, that's not the feeling that I wanted. I didn't want, okay. I wanted okay, I am down. This is going to be awesome. I just was like, okay. Now, this is completely different than a lot of people online that are saying, oh, the Acolyte's going to be a piece of crap, blah, blah, blah. Okay, everybody hold on a second. Because I've said it before. A lot of people have said this before. There are good trailers for bad movies. There are bad trailers for good movies. You have to wait till the thing comes out to really judge the thing. Now, there's also bad trailers for bad movies. Of course, good trailers for good movies. I'm just saying, just because the trailer didn't work doesn't mean that the show's going to suck. Or that the trailer didn't work for me. So, yeah. So I'm curious. If you guys saw it, what'd you think? Let's see. I hate the new cars that turn off when pull up to red light. That's got to ruin your starter. Ted, I leave mine off. I have one. I have a car that will do that. I turn it off. So, I don't know if that's a problem or not, but yeah. Bloodstreak and Disney? Wow. Oh, they're grown up. I mean, maybe. I think I was the one who posted the trailer on the Discord. Showzama, you were. I think you were. Nope, not watching Acolyte. Just looks bland. Well, here's the thing. The trailer looks bland. It doesn't mean the show's going to suck. But my thing is, the job of a trailer, and this is something that John Campea says all the time. I know I name drop him quite a bit too, but hey, I watch him from time to time. So one of the things he says about trailers is a trailer is supposed to, whatever your interest level in a thing is, a trailer is supposed to bump it up, and it's supposed to make you like, oh yeah, I want to see this, or oh man, I'm really excited about this. So a good trailer, after you watch it, you're more invested and more interested in seeing this. Both of these trailers kind of made me go, okay, it's about what I expected, but we'll see. But then I've seen people that are really excited about the Acolyte. So I don't know. You think the character designs look bland? Yeah, maybe. But we'll see. I'm like half a decade behind on Star Wars content that isn't numbered. Yeah, and the great thing about the Acolyte is that it takes place 100 years, because that's just this. It takes place 100 years before the Phantom Menace. And it's the Jedi basically in their prime. Okay, I'm in. You know what I mean? I'm already in, and I'm already gonna watch it. But I wanted the trailer to make me excited, and the trailer just kind of made me go, okay. I mean, I guess we'll see, but I don't know. I don't really like Star Wars anymore. I've tried to watch the original trilogy movies. I don't know what's happened. I think they're not for me anymore. Well, Matt Walls, and that just happens. You know, you sometimes you fall in and out of love for stuff. I'll tell you this: there was a period between, say, no, I'm sorry, between like 2006 and 2011, where I didn't give a crap about Star Wars. Now, I still paid attention a little bit to stuff, but for the most part, I didn't really care. The first couple of seasons of Clone Wars, didn't really care. I watched them, but I wasn't like, I was like, yeah, this isn't really for me. But then something clicked, and it just like my love for Star Wars grew and grew and grew. And then of course Disney bought them, and then The Force Awakens, and I'm like, oh my god, new movies! Oh my god, this is gonna be great. And then the movies happen, so it's kind of like, eh. But I totally get that. I totally get that. But the good thing is, Star Wars is forever. So you never know. It might come around again, and you go, hey, you know what? This thing that I never saw, that was really good, you know? So hopefully that's the case. And the thing is I'm not, you guys know this about me. I'm not one of those channels that's just, oh my God, I did not care for this thing. Or in this case, this thing hit me where I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it either. So it's just kind of there for me. So this is the worst thing I've ever seen, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not one of those channels. I just don't do that. And I also know that this is just promotional material. So the actual show might be better than the promotional material. So I have to give it a chance. But I'm at that point now in my life where, even though there are definitely things about Star Wars that I do not like, there are whole movies, 1.5 movies I really don't like. I'll let you decide. Maybe 1 3/4, if we're throwing a couple of movies in there. Anyway, just saying, there are things about Star Wars I don't like, but I love Star Wars, and I'll always love Star Wars. I know that now. I know that about me, that this Star Wars is my, when it comes to movies, it's Star Wars. I love my Star Wars. Not everybody's perfect. I mean, look at the Middle Earth, right? You got Lord of the Rings, which is awesome. Just awesome. And The Hobbit, which is not awesome. Decidedly not awesome. Subjectively, for me, not awesome. I know there's people that like it. Not for me. Do not like those movies. There's a lot of it that I don't like. There's some of it that I'm like, oh yeah, I like this piece. Oh, they did that chapter really well. You know what I mean? But for the most part, those movies are not great. Okay? But that doesn't mean I'm going to write off Middle Earth forever. I mean, obviously, right? So it's just a thing for me. Is that gasoline I smell? Yeah. I used to be one of those people that said, hey, if only like the first 3 and not the prequels, then you give Star Wars a failing grade. If you only like, hold on. Oh, oops. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Let's see. I used to be one of those people that said, hey, if only like the first 3 and not the prequels, then you give Star Wars a failing grade if you only like half. But now I'm in that group. Oh, well. Oh, that you only like half of them? But here's the thing. Star Wars, every bit of Star Wars is not for everyone. There is tons of Star Wars that you've never seen because it doesn't appeal to you at all. Like the Freemaker Adventures or whatever it is. Like the Lego stuff. Not for me at all. Not for me at all. But why would I say no, you know? Why would I say, yo, I hate Star Wars now because I don't like, I mean, look at the vast amount of comics and novels and all that stuff. There's so much Star Wars out there to enjoy or not enjoy. There's so much of it that's for you and not for you. So if you don't like something, then you just kind of go, okay. Because then if you look online, I guarantee you, you will find someone. The movie that you hate, there's someone that loves it. So who are you to tell that person that they're wrong? That's how I look at it. And that's why I don't do videos like some of those people out there. That just want to get angry every time something that they doesn't work especially for them. They just get all angry and bent out of shape. It's not the way the world works. There's plenty of movies that come out. Do you think that the Twilight movies were made for me? No. And did I shit on those movies when they came out? Yes, I did. But then a fairly intelligent person kind of told me, maybe that's just not made for you. And maybe you need to look at it as, hey, that's their thing. I'm not into sports. And I think that there are sports nerds just like there are movie nerds or comic book nerds or book nerds or whatever. So, if you don't like something, just say it's not for me. It's just the way I look at it. And it's the way that I kind of think about things. But I don't agree with that. I mean, I get what you're saying, Ted. And it's kind of because I used to look at that too. I used to say this. Okay. You have a movie, right? The movie's great all the way up until the last minute. And you're just like, oh, well, that just ruined it. And they say, yeah, but didn't you have a great time for the rest of it? And I'm like, yeah, but you know what it's like? It's like a really nice glass of water, right? It's great. I mean, it's refreshing. It's clear. It's beautiful. And then somebody drops a bit of poo in it. So even though that poo will go all the way down and will probably settle at the bottom of the glass, do you want to drink the rest of that water? No, you don't. Do you? And that's kind of what that was my thinking, is that, oh yeah, one bad thing can just ruin the whole thing. I'm just not that way anymore. And one of the things that made me realize that is the Stephen King book, Under the Dome, that I read like record time, flying through it because it's like so freaking good. I'm like, this is so good. And then I got to the ending and I was like, that ending's not great. But you know what? I had a great time reading the rest of that. So there you go. So look, I'm not saying that you're wrong for thinking that. I'm just thinking that I don't see it that way anymore. I used to see it that way. That one bad apple can ruin the whole damn bunch, but I'm just not that way, I'm enjoying my water. How about you? Hope there's not any poo pebbles in there. Pebbles? Poo? Particulates? Whatever. Build your own lightsaber parts. It's a problem. Oh, you collect. Oh, hey, that's a good. I was a religious fan. That's how much I loved Star Wars. Oh, okay. Wow. So you were into it. I went on a rant. Sorry. So I'm going to have to catch up. What you love still exists. I'm a big fan of expanded universe that is no longer canon, like KOTOR. Exactly. And I'm one of those people that I seriously did not like a lot of the expanded universe stuff. It felt like fan fiction. And when Lucas came out and said, yeah, I'm not really paying attention to any of that, then it made me go, okay, well then why would I read it? I don't want to read someone else's fan fiction. And if it's not canon, then I don't care. Now canon is so screwed up that it doesn't matter anymore. Like what you like. And I have read multiple since then. I've read multiple expanded universe type books and I've actually enjoyed them. So that's not a thing anymore. Paddington had a bad trailer, and those movies are great. Oh my God. Ricky, you and me both, man. The Paddington movies are awesome. Like really, really good. Like shockingly good. Like I'm almost, in a way, I was almost sitting there going, okay, Paddington, let's see how good. Oh my God, this is delightful. That is how the Paddington movies went for me. By the end of them, I'm just like, these are the greatest. These are great movies. They're great movies. And to me, Wonka feels the same way. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, but for me, Wonka has that same, and it's partially because it's the same guys making Wonka. as May Paddington. I loved Wonka so much. So I've been watching Marvel and TMNT get drug in and out of the mud my entire life. I mean, Rufus, you're not wrong. And here's the thing. I just read that I talked about it last week. I just read that or the week before. I read that The Last Ronin, that comic series that they're going to make into a live action movie. What the hell, man? What the hell? Number one, that story is pretty awesome. Number two, how are they going to do that? How are they going to pull that off at the same time as making all these kid friendly things? It's going to be interesting to see. Matt Walls, I would say, yeah, check out the Paddington movies. I wrote them off. I owned one of them for like 2 years before I watched it. Before my wife, April, was like, why don't we watch that? And I'm like, okay, all right, well, this is going to be a waste of however long. And by the end of it, I'm sitting there tearing up and crying and just like, that was great. I love that movie. Both of those movies are great. And the second one, I think, may be even better. They're great. But yeah, what I love still exists. Rufus, that's the key. You've heard me talk about the sequel trilogy of Star Wars and how many problems I have with really kind of all three of those movies. Because the last movie basically ruined the previous two, and any goodwill that I had was just taken away from me. I can't believe you can't hear that. The software takes it out. Some loud ass driving down the street just irritates me. I'm getting old. Anyway, but that's the key. What you love still exists. So yeah, you might say, okay, this Disney stuff, it's just not for me. But I mean, and again, Matt, I hope you don't feel like I'm picking on you. I'm just saying the stuff you love is still there. You know, you don't have to write it all off. But if it's tainted and all that stuff, I mean, look, just give it some time. Give it some time. Take a break. You know, it's like that person that you were dating that, you know, you just need a break. And then, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder, or out of sight, out of mind. I don't know. Either one. Give it a break. Give it a chance. I had an entire room filled with Star Wars toys. I've taken a lot of it down and replaced it, but I'm still passionate about it. I want to like it, but I just end up pissing everyone off in my Star Wars group. Well, see, Ted, here's the thing. I mean, I totally understand that. And especially like one of my friends was one of those people who doesn't watch a lot of movies. So he would, in fact, for those who might be watching that may be a fan of the old podcast that I used to do, it was Brian and Jerry and me. We would go to see movies. And me and Brian would be talking about, well, there was this thing that was kind of crappy and this thing, whatever. And Jerry's just sitting there kind of going, I don't know what you guys watch, but I had a good time. So everybody's going to be different. I just try to, it's the same thing like when, sometimes when I'll watch a movie with April and April will like really like it. And then I'll be sitting there kind of going, this part was kind of stupid and this kind of was bad. But I just go, okay, well, I mean, yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. I try not to, what do they call it? I try not to yuck on another's yum, you know? Like, are you one of those people that every time somebody, okay, say there's a food you don't like. Say you don't like teriyaki sauce. Okay? And someone says, "You know what I did today? What? I went down to the old Chinese restaurant there and I got me some teriyaki beef and it was awesome." And you, every time they bring up teriyaki, you go, "I hate teriyaki sauce." Are you that person? If so, maybe you should step back a minute and go, maybe I don't need to tell everybody that I know that I hate teriyaki stuff when they say, "Hey, I got this thing. It was really good." You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, again, not trying to belittle anybody or anything like that. I'm just trying to say, hey, just take a step back for a minute. Maybe you think about it and go, okay, am I being negative about a lot of things? Like, it's the thing that I used to do. And I'm saying that because I made these mistakes. And then after a while, like when I would say something like that, they'd go, okay, like what am I supposed to say to that? I just enjoyed it. You know, once I had teriyaki beef in it and it made me sick for a week. Okay, Debbie Downer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying. It's just a thing. Love me some episodes 1 through 6. The thing is, man, I have loved so much Star Wars in so many different eras. Like I love a lot of the prequel stuff. I love a lot of the original trilogy stuff, and I even like a lot of the post original trilogy stuff. It's just the movies have problems. And when you really think about it, a lot of the movies have problems, and you can pick them apart all day long if you want. But it's I don't know. And it's one of those things where I can still watch a movie that I don't like and enjoy the parts that I enjoy, you know? But I don't know. It's hard it's hard because there are definitely movies that I don't ever want to I don't need to see again. Like I'm sorry, but I don't need to see Rise of Skywalker again ever. It ruined to me it absolutely ruined the goodwill that those previous two movies had. Sucks. It sucks. But there's people that love it, you know? So it's kind of like I'm sorry, I don't know. I want to see the material that inspired Star Wars like Flash Gordon serials. Yeah, I no. I mean, look, hey, go for it, but not for me. That's not for me. I know that's not for me. Because I can't stand the 1980 Flash Gordon or whenever it was made. So I'm pretty sure the 1930s stuff, the serials and stuff. Nah, I'll watch the other stuff that inspired him, like you know Kurosawa stuff. But I've seen all the Twilight movies multiple times thanks to my wife. Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. I can't shit on those movies. There's people that love them that still to this day love those movies, and yeah, they might come around. I say come around. That's bad. They might change their opinion of those down the road, but they were a fan of it while it was going on. Who am I to say that that's bad? Enjoy your thing. Just like the Marvels. The Marvels, guarantee you, the Marvels is not made for a 48-year-old man. It's just not. But you know what? If people like it, go for it. You know? I don't know. Oh, the Twilight movies are effing hilarious to watch when I'm in a bad mood. Sometimes I'll binge watch the movies just to get a good laugh. Yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot of movies that I could watch like that. Some analogy, poop water. Hey, sorry. What's wrong with you, Rob? Pooing water as I was drinking water. How dare you? Sorry. I've read 95% of the old EU. Wow. Yeah, see, I've read probably 10%. And that may be pushing it. There's still a lot of it I don't like. But there was a few that I was like, this is pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. Like I tell people, the new Dragon Ball Super series sucks to me, but it's not for me. There you go. I've been meaning to watch Wonka, haven't yet. I would say if you've seen Paddington and Paddington 2, and it's almost like you have to, at least for me, it's almost like you have to take apart your body or yourself, and that super cynical part of your brain that go, oh well, that would never happen, or oh well, that's silly of that character to do that. You know what I mean? Just take that part of your brain out for a second and just enjoy the movie making glee that is Paddington, right? To me, Wonka is that same kind of feeling. And I get it. I understand why some people go, yeah, but Timothée Chalamet, I don't like him. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I loved it, and I thought he was enchanting. And like, then you immediately go watch Dune Part 2, and you're like, wow, this is the same guy? I mean, it's impressive to me. I think he's impressive, but I get it. I understand why people don't like him. I think the only way I could get back into Star Wars is if they adapted Shadows of the Empire into a series. Yeah, Matt, I don't know if they'll ever do that, just because there's so much of it that's I mean, you're talking about baggage. Seriously, you're talking about baggage, right? To me, the baggage is there's people that love it, there's people that don't know anything about it. So who do you make the movie for? Do you make it for the people that love it, or do you make it for the vast number of people that have never played it, never heard of it, never seen it? Economics would say that you go the other route. But then you might piss off, most likely will piss off some people of the Shadows of the Empire fans. But in most cases, a lot of the Shadows of the Empire fans will go, this isn't the Shadows of the Empire I remember. So again, in my opinion, if I were running Lucasfilm, I would stay far away from all of that stuff. I would say only new stuff from here on out. Only new stuff. Don't adapt. Don't even borrow. Oh, look, it's Dash Rendar and he's he shows up in this thing. No, don't. Stop it. Stop doing that. Number one, it doesn't make any sense. Number two, my ribs hurt from you constantly elbowing me in the ribs going, hey, remember this thing you like? Hey, you remember it? Look at it. Look at it. It's the guys from the original Cantina. Remember? I had the death sentence on 12 systems. They're here on Jedha. Why? Who cares? It's that thing you like. That's what I'm saying. So I just don't think they would do that. Take your shot, fun boy. You got me dead bang. I was tipped a hard paperback of The Last Ronin. My favorite tip ever. I need to finish it. It's good. Someone spoil it for me. Who's The Last Ronin, Mikey or Don? Ooh. I'm not going to do it. Hey, your car isn't quiet though, Rob. Oh no, it's definitely not quiet. It's definitely not quiet, but it does shut off if you have it turned on. It'll shut off at a stoplight or whatever. Yeah, you probably just Google it. Yeah. Yeah. You try not to be it. Well, yeah. I think the expression is you nitpick movies and people that casually watch just like or dislike. Yes, Shozama, but I'm one of those people that it's always on. That nitpicky, not nitpicky, but critic hat is always on. And it's been on for years. Years before I started Order 42, which kind of makes me, I mean, I could have been a pretty big YouTuber if I would have started way, way earlier. But that critic's hat is always on. But I don't let that out very much in company, you know? When I'm doing a review, I feel like it's my job to say what I think. That's my job. But in normal circumstances, somebody said, "Oh man, that was a really fun time." I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, that was good. It's good." And then I'll go home and you know what I mean? So, yeah. I can't help it. Sometimes I'm a dick, but I usually try to make it funny. Yeah, Ted, and that's my problem is that I try to do the same. I would typically try to do the same thing, and I'm like, it's better to just, I guess, read the room. If everybody's going, no, that was fun. It's just like if I went to, I mean, this would probably never happen because I would never agree to go to this movie. But if Ricky and I were going to see a Fast and Furious movie, come out of that, right? You know, you're throwing your popcorn bag or box or Dune pussy thing away. You're throwing it away. You're walking out the door. You're walking to the car. And Ricky is just going on and on about, oh man, that was so awesome. And I'm sitting there the whole time going, yeah, but that was fucking stupid. I mean, I'm just not going to do that. I just can't do that, you know? So anyway, anybody have one of those, the Dune things? I didn't get one. There are cats out there that love 4 and 5 and wish it stopped there. I was that guy until I learned to like things. Cats out there love 4 and 5. Wish it stopped there. Which one are you talking about? Yeah, how about that, Josie Wales? Man, watching Josie Wales and watching Pale Rider helped me. It made me love the it made me love Unforgiven even more. Like, Unforgiven is a better movie now because of Josie Wales and Pale Rider. It's awesome. It was really cool to see Eastwood's directorial style, but his like what he wanted to make a different character, and he wanted to make sure every time he played a character that it was different from something he played in the past. I love that. I think that's great. I still don't know what you're talking about, Rufus. 4 and 5. I'm not on the level, I guess. Or maybe I've changed too many times. Keep having to pause the stream and put it on double time to catch back up. Well, Ted, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, you only liked New Hope and Empire, then as an adult I learned to like. Okay. I got you. I always thought Chris Pine would be a good Dash Rendar. I think Chris Pine would be a good anything. I think Chris Pine has, to me, Chris Pine, ever since Star Trek, but even more since I saw Dungeons and Dragons, talk about going in a movie like, okay, this movie's gonna suck. He impressed the hell out of me in that movie. He knew when to carry the movie, but he also knew when to step back and let others shine. I found that whole movie incredibly impressive. His like I said, his performance and his also, like I said, his ability to shine, and then his ability to let others shine. I think it's Chris Pine needs to be in more things. He's that good. So that, I mean, but honestly, good casting too. I think he would make a good Dash Rendar too. No, that past movie was awesome. Yeah. Do you think we are completely obsolete and out to pasture? Disney will remake Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. I'm starting to agree with a certain YouTuber / movie guy, pundit, when he says that any media or anything has a shelf life, or almost like a shelf life of 20 years. So usually 20 years pass and then it's up for remake time or whatever. Look at The Fall Guy. It's a 40-year-old TV show. Most people don't even know it's based on a TV show. So at that point, why are you even referencing the TV show? Why don't you just make a really fun movie with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt and call it something new? Oh, because of that added benefit of having it being attached to something that people liked back in the day. So hopefully you're not only getting new people with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Oh, this looks fun. Look, it's the explosions and fun stuff, right? But then also you're trying to grab some of the older crowd like me to come out and say, hey, we want to watch this Fall Guy movie. I like that show back in the day. Lee Majors, Heather Thomas. Maybe. I don't know. It's weird though. I say that if you're going to remake the original Star Wars, do it as animation. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you seek out the I can never remember what it's called. I've talked about this before, but it's Star Wars animation, and they're almost like they're shorts, but it's Star Wars Kids. And they have a way of boiling down characters that it's so awesome, and the animation style is great. I hate that guy. I would not mind them doing that. And yeah, you have to know that will eventually, probably, most likely happen. And Unforgiven is so good. I only like, oh yeah, I already said that. I meant to say, when we get too old and don't matter anymore, will Disney reboot Star Wars Luke Skywalker story? Like I said, I would not be surprised if it was something that was already in the works. But I say do it as animation, because then you can get away with having different characters, different style. You don't have to film it the exact same, because there's going to be people that are like, nah. But if you did it as something, if you changed it and made it something, it's almost like what they've done with Final Fantasy VII. It's a remake, but it's new too. There's a lot of new shit. And I think that would make more sense. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but I would bet money there's somebody going, I think we could remake it. Do I want them to? I mean, not necessarily. But what I want more than anything, this is what I want, and we've talked about this before about Star Wars. The thing that I want most for Star Wars right now is tell a story. Andor does a great job. Some people don't like it, I understand. But Andor did a great job of telling a freaking story. It wasn't worried about what it was attached to. It wasn't worried about elbowing you in the freaking ribs saying, hey, remember this? Remember that? Hey, remember that? No, the story was solid. And if you took all of the Star Wars out of it, you still have a compelling story. And that's what needs to happen. Somebody needs to come in with a story they want to tell. They need to be talented enough to pull it off. And I'll be happy. That's what I think Star Wars needs to do. And the thing is, I'm a pretty big, I mean, let's be honest, I'm a pretty big fan of Star Wars. I know Star Wars pretty well. I know a lot of lore. I know a lot of stuff. I don't even have a story that I think is worth telling. So it's one of those things where if you had someone that had that story and then said, yeah, let's do that, then do it. And don't let the internet try to dictate what the next movie will be. I'm talking about 7, 8, and 9. Don't let the internet change your mind. If this guy comes in with an amazing story and it can be done in 3 movies, then you need to trust him to tell his story in 3 movies. Because yes, just do that. I almost went off on another rant of Rise of Skywalker. But that's not necessary because you guys already know. Chris Pine just did a good episode of WTF with Mark Maron. A lot of industry talk. Plus, he just wrote and directed a movie, so talks a bunch about that experience. I definitely want to watch that because I heard about that movie. I don't know a lot about it, but I have heard about it. It would be interesting. Equalizer did it well as Mission Impossible TV series. Ones that didn't work, The Avengers and The Saint to reinvigorate the franchise. Yes, absolutely. And The Saint, I will still contend that that is an entertaining movie, but it's also a show that I never watched. The Saint with Roger Moore back in the whenevers, never saw it. I watched the Val Kilmer movie and I loved it. I thought it was great. Great soundtrack. I thought it was great, but I also understand that is a guilty pleasure movie if I've ever heard of one, is The Saint. If you like The Saint, that is a guilty pleasure movie. It's not great. It's not really a great movie, but somehow I like it. So there you go. Now, we talked about The Acolyte. Now, let's briefly talk about Tales of the Empire. Tales of the Empire. Maybe a bit incorrectly named. Just a bit. But I will say, yeah, it's fine. It didn't super piss me off, but it didn't really impress me either. Tales of the Jedi was really good. So if you saw Tales of the Jedi, that one was really impressive. Tales of the Empire, not yet, Carbonite. That's next. Thanks for blowing it. Just kidding. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited about, what am I excited about? I don't know because I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was excited about Superman. We're not there yet. I really like the Saint movie and even have the soundtrack somewhere. Saw it in the theaters and picked up the recent Blu-ray release of the movie. Yes. But it's a movie that it's not great. But it's one of those that I find incredibly entertaining. So, there you go. But yeah, Tales of the Empire. So basically you had the Acolyte trailer and Tales of the Empire drop on May the 4th. And I was pretty whelmed by both of them, which is a shame because I love being overwhelmed. Just like, holy crap, that was so good. I was just whelmed buy both of the Star Wars offerings this May the 4th. So that's a thing. So yeah. Jump the gun, Carbonite, you cad. I don't even know if is that a bad thing? Calling someone a cad? I don't know. The director commentary is good too. That's West. Is that his name? Is that his the direct Shozama? Is it West? Isn't that the director Simon West? Tales of the Dark Side would be a better name. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, The Saint. Director's commentary. Was that Simon West? Because here's the thing. I have it digitally. I don't have a Blu-ray of it. Now you're making me want to buy the Blu-ray of it so I can listen to the commentary. Because I love commentaries. They're good. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, look, hey, hey, you listening? Hey. It's fine. It's just fine. It's again, I don't like being like, oh, okay. I like being excited by what I watch. I like being, shocked and appalled. Oh my God, I didn't see that coming. I wanted things that were like really like, oh yeah, that's awesome. It just wasn't that for me. It was just like, okay, cool. All right. What's next? And I feel like even though look, I understand when somebody says, no, I'm not interested in watching The Acolyte. The trailers did nothing for me. I totally get it. I totally get what you're saying. I just try to be more positive about it and go, you know what? There's been plenty of times when I've been wrong about a trailer. A trailer didn't hit me right or whatever. I'm going to give The Acolyte a chance. But there's definitely that chance is also there that I come away with the same exact feeling of, huh. So they sure can't call it Tales from the Dark Side since that's taken. Well, true, but at least it fits it better. And that's probably why they went Tales from the Empire. Now that you say that, because yeah, Tales from the Dark Side. Right, exactly. Or Tales from the Sith. Tales of the Sith. Of the Sith. I used to think Filoni was a good writer. Now I'm not so sure. I think he's still a good animation director, though. Well, here's the thing. He didn't write those, did he? Or did he? Or it could be that the only really great writing that he was really like, oh, okay, man, this guy's good, is when Lucas was there. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is, but all I can say is I'm always going to root for Dave Filoni because he's earned enough goodwill through his career to make me hope for the best for him or with him, I guess, with anything he writes. So yeah. Lore of the Sith. Well, they already did Tales of the Jedi. So I'm sure they were just trying to be, oh, look, Tales of the Empire. It's a thing. But hey, one last Star Wars bit of news, which I thought was kind of cool and I wanted to share with you. And I didn't see it. I didn't really see it in a lot of places. So I wanted to bring it up. There is another show coming out for Star Wars. It's not The Acolyte. It is not that. Skeleton Crew. We already talked about Brandon Lee, okay? Skeleton Crew. It uses stop motion by Phil Tippett and old school matte paintings. John Watts also reveals they managed to bring an ILM painter out of retirement for Skeleton Crew. Now here's the thing. Does it matter? If the story sucks, it doesn't matter how good it looks or how interesting it looks or how retro it looks. But I thought this was cool because I like Phil Tippett. I've loved Phil Tippett's work over the years. I think this is neat. I think this is really cool. So, and if you don't remember, Skeleton Crew is Jude Law stars, and it's about a group of kids that get in trouble, and that's in the Star Wars universe. That's pretty much all I know. But it's Jude Law, who I love. I adore Jude Law, okay? I'm one of those early Jude Law fans, right? When I saw him in Gattaca, I said, that guy's a star. It was one of his first movies. That guy's a star. And look, I mean, he hasn't quite reached the heights that I had hoped for him, but I still think that Jude Law is kind of awesome. So there you go. Alfie, yes. But I mean, look, I'm hoping for the best for this because it's Jude Law in Star Wars. I mean, seriously, if I were a woman, which I'm not, okay? I mean, I know it's 2024, but I am not a woman. If Jude Law and somehow Ewan McGregor were in the same Star Wars project, I'm pretty sure my ovaries would explode. Because they're both dreamy guys. Just saying. Just saying. So there you go. Now, like I said, I don't know why I keep hitting that button, but it's there. Have you seen Phil Tippett's Mad God stop motion movie? The movie is insane. No, but it's on. It's that thing that I'm constantly reminded of it multiple times, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to see that, and I never see it. I need to see that because of this, Matt Walsh. Oh my god, I forgot how heavy this book is. Mad Dreams and Monsters: The Art of Phil Tippett and Tippett Studio. This huge freaking tome that I got that Billy actually told me I should buy, and I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. I should buy this, but I haven't really looked through this because I want to see Mad God. But I have that book because I'm a Phil Tippett fan, and I want to, I want to support Phil Tippett in anything he does. I like Jude Law with Sadie Frost, his ex, in Shopping, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. I don't think I've seen that movie. And yeah, Sadie Frost, who was, what was her name? In Lucy in Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's the first time I ever saw Sadie Frost. Anyway. Yeah, I need to see Mad God for sure. Definitely need to see it. And it's been too long. It's been too long. Is it still on Shudder? I need to get because it was on Shudder for a while. Okay, Shudder. Oh, it's on Hoopla. I have Hoopla now. Guess what I'm watching tonight? I may be watching Mad God tonight, boys. Did you ever see The Fabulous Mr. Fox? I did not. And it's because I'm not a huge fan of that style of animation. But that doesn't mean, I wouldn't like it. I just never did. I never did. I never did. Now, we're done with the Star Wars news. There's only a couple more things here. So I'm going to quickly go through those. In the news of yeah, that makes sense. Marvel will release no more than 3 movies and 2 shows per year, Bob Iger says. So basically, they said, hey, we're backing up a little bit, and instead of quantity, we're going to go for quality. So he said 2 shows and maybe 2 movies a year, maybe 3, possibly. The truth is, like I said, I think anybody who knows anything about the way that any IP should work, you don't want to just completely saturate the market with something so that people get tired of it. You want to make good things, and especially when those the quantity of things that Marvel has done has gone up and the quality has gone down. So maybe you need to step back and focus in and try to make it better. Makes sense, right? So yeah. Do we really need to talk about that more? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see. Wait a minute. I've got the Steelbook Blu-ray. Fair warning, it's more of an art film. That's all I will say. Matt, I have heard so many things about Mad God that there's probably nothing that you could say. I don't want you to say anything else. I know enough about it that I know that it's going to be a strange watch. But that does not stop me from wanting to watch it. So, watch the last Best of the Worst from Red Letter Media. Now I want to watch The Baby from 1973. Usually when I watch one of those, which is very rare, I'm not a huge fan of Red Letter Media, but I understand that yeah, they're good at what they do, and sometimes I do end up watching one. But usually when they watch a movie like that, I go, yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. But hey, seems like what they do now. Seems like that's what they do now. Oh, seems like that's what they do now. Well, see, here's the thing. Next year, there's already 4 Marvel movies on the thing. And there were, what was it, last year? Or the year before? I think it's 2022. There were 9 Marvel things that came out that year. 9. So yeah, going down to 4, maybe 5, but shooting for 4, I think it's a better thing. That's still a shit ton per year. I mean, yeah, but they want to just get back to quality, and I think that's a good thing. Shozama said, I think people are tired of comic book movies. I don't think so. I honestly, I get what you're saying. And if you ask Bucho, he would say, yeah, comic book fatigue. I think people are tired of bad movies. You know what? We'll see, Shozama. We'll see, because Deadpool and Wolverine is coming out soon. If that's true, it'll be a flop. But if it's not a flop, then I would say, no, people just want good movies. So that's just what I think. But we shall see. We shall see, Zor. We shall see. What movie's that from? Go. And go. I'm going to vape a little bit while you tell me, all the people in chat tell me what movie that was from. Especially when Disney keeps buying up all the studios, they will be like a snake eating their own tail. Yeah, maybe. That looks like one crazy ass movie about a crazy family that has a grown man's sin that still act like a baby. What? That looks like one crazy ass movie. What do you? Oh, The Baby. The Baby. Okay, sorry. I didn't know what you were talking about. I'm sitting there going, what are you talking about? But anyway. Yeah, see Carbonite, and there you go. I don't think so. Just tired of bad comic movies, yeah. Deadpool and Wolverine will make $1 billion. I don't know if it'll make $1 billion, but I think it's got a shot. Even though I'm not interested in it, I believe Deadpool and Wolverine will make money. I think so too. Deadpool won't be the indicator, since it's unlike other comic book movies, as it's a commentary on itself. It will be the non-Deadpool movies that will be the true indicator. Well, Shozama, you can't say comic book movies, people are tired of comic book movies, and then say, well, Deadpool's not really a comic book movie. It's a comic book movie. I get what you're saying. I totally understand and get what you're saying. But I just think it's more about quality. Yes, you can. Well, yeah, you can. But you're also, you sometimes like to fight. You sometimes like to, no, I'm right. And but that's okay. I'm just saying that I think that comic book movies, it really comes down to quality. And if you make a good quality comic book movie, people should go. But see, here's the thing. Suicide Squad, the last Suicide Squad movie, really good movie. Really, like, I thought that was a really good movie, and it made nothing. So it's one of those weird things where I think streaming has just completely upended the industry to the point where, man, it's hard to know what's going to happen, which makes it really kind of interesting, but it's also scary because I love the theater experience, you know? I don't want to watch everything on streaming. I want to watch movies that I think are awesome or that I'm really excited to watch. I want to see that in a theater with badass sound and all that stuff. You know what I mean? All the stuff that goes along with it. And I just don't know if people. It is going to be really interesting. I think Deadpool and Wolverine definitely has a chance because they're trying to make it more of an event. You know, that's what I think Marvel needs to get back to. Well, Marvel and DC when that happens, when this happens, make it an event. Make this something that it's like, if you don't go watch this in the theater, you're missing out. So we'll see. Marvel still has an ace up their sleeve and they start the X-Men phase. I mean, that's true too. But Fantastic Four and X-Men kind of go together. It's going to be really interesting. What other comic book movies are coming out after Deadpool? Well, this year, none from Marvel. I think the next movie will be in 2025, and I'm not sure which one's first. Marvel is only releasing Deadpool this year, so not sure. Oh, there you go. We have Jurassic World 4, Fantastic Four, and Superman in the same month next year. It's going to be a bloodbath. Oh, it's going to be interesting. But look at this. So what are your thoughts on this? I will just say I have to basically steal the joke from the Reddit thread that said, bro, look behind you. Which cracked me up. But I think this is interesting. I think this is interesting. It's a different look. It's almost the collared look, which I think is cool. The suit isn't as form-fitting as as past Supermen. I'm curious as to, it just feels weird that Superman needs to sit down to put on boots. But when it comes down to all the different ways that a suit has been unveiled, this is an interesting one, and he looks the part. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? I just want something besides comic superhero Jurassic movies. I mean, Ricky, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And that's the thing. There are going to be people that say, I'm done with comic book movies for a while. But I think in a lot of cases, most people, they just want to see a good film. And like, I got to tell you, if you haven't seen Captain America, The Winter Soldier, yes, it's a comic book movie, but that's just a damn good movie. And that's what Marvel needs to get back to, in my opinion. Just make a damn good movie. The Guardians movies are awesome. And that's James Gunn. So, I mean, look, all I'm saying is I like comic book movies and I want them to be good. So, I'm hoping that this is awesome. Dude went and made a denim Superman suit. I mean, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of does look like that. Goku and Vegeta? I don't know how to say that. You're saying a bunch of words that I have no idea. I know that that's things that I'm not into, but the new 52 look, yeah. 2025 will be a huge year, I think. I mean, I'm hoping. I don't care for the new suit since it's New 52, and I don't like New 52 designs. I mean, okay. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think the appearance of the suit is going to make or break the movie. It's got to be a good story and it's got to be a good movie. I don't think the suit matters. I mean, that's just my opinion. I've said this many, many times. Like somebody, I don't remember I honestly don't remember which movie, which, but there was someone that said, "Oh, I don't like the design of this suit." I just remember going, "Yeah, but the movie was good, so who cares?" You know what I mean? Like, I was like, who really cares? Looks like a giant meth pipe in the background. I mean, looks like a jellyfish to me. The Basement was insane. Yeah, Winter Soldier is just a damn good movie. It's just a damn good movie, comic book movie or not. It's just a good movie. The Dark Knight is just a good movie. Yeah, it's Batman. Yeah, it's comic book, but man, that movie's good. So, wasn't a huge fan of Avengers 2 at first, but it really grew on me. You're talking about the Age of Ultron? Is that what you're talking about? Because, yeah, I love that movie. That movie's gotten, to me, has gotten better over the years. But looks like a working uniform rather than a costume. Looks like it's another day at the office for him. Yeah, it could be cool. I mean, we don't know. We don't know enough about this Superman to really gauge it, but I think it's cool. It looks dirty. It looks grungy. I kind of like it. Used to love Winter Soldier, but the shaky cam during the action scenes haven't held up in my opinion. Yeah, I haven't watched that in a while, but I mean, I still say that the story of that movie it's killer. Last new movie that I saw that wasn't Marvel Jurassic comic but was Mario Brothers, and that was great. Well, I mean, I've seen more movies this year than I've seen in a long time. Like I'm talking about in the theater. I've gone to the theater a lot and realized how much I love. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, man, I haven't done that in a while. But man, I love sitting in a theater. I love it when those lights go down. I hate it when they're playing commercials. I wish they would just get on with the freaking movie that I paid for. But man, I love the experience of going to the theater. I mean, I still get that little like my theater. I don't know. I'm sure every theater does this. But my theater, you know, it dims it a little bit when the trailers start. And then when the movie actually starts, it dims a little more, you know, dims all the way. When it dims all the way, there's still, at 48 years old, there's still that little childlike wonder and awe and excitement that I get watching a movie. It's just, it always happens. And I love it. And I never want to get rid of that. It's, it's, it's awesome. It's just awesome. Uh, I want to see it because Superman. I want to see it because Superman, but I just don't like the suit. Looks a bit too CW like for a big budget movie, but need to see it in action for proper assessment. Yeah. Ma Ken is off to the side asking Clark, "Did the boots fit, Clark? Why? Why does she sound like that? Do the boots fit, Clark? Huh?" Actually, this poster is after he fought that in the background. He got blasted once and was just nope. Now he's coming home taking his boots off. Oh, he's just done for the day. Oh, okay. He's like, the rest of the Justice League can deal with that. I rolled into the theater just in time for military commercial before movie started today. There you go. I'm so glad I saw Godzilla -1 in the theaters. I'm ready for Furiosa. I'm actually really irritated that. Have you seen those I mean, I've shown the Godzilla -1 4K from Japan. Have you seen it unboxed? It is gorgeous. I want that, but it has no English subtitles. So what's been happening is people rip that, put it on the internet with English subtitles. So yeah, Toho is absolutely mad about that. But that's what you do when you say, oh, well, we're just only going to put it in our country and no one else. You had to know that was going to happen, right? When you put out a 4K quality movie on, you know, out into the world, people are going to rip it and steal it. And when you don't even give other countries the ability to purchase said product, a lot of them will go and steal it. And that's just the way it works. Now, I understand that it's because of Toho and Legendary's deal where, you know, there's so much time that has to be between them and all that kind of stuff. I get that. But damn it, man. Damn it. I want to see Godzilla -1 really bad. I've seriously thought about just going ahead and clicking a couple buttons and, you know, but I'm going to wait. I'm ready for Furiosa. I want to see Furiosa really bad, but that's Retropalooza weekend. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it. We'll see. Didn't know Fran Drescher was his mom. Godzilla? Fran Drescher gave birth to Godzilla? I'm guessing you're talking about Cornsweat. David Cornsweat. Is that how you say his name? David Cornsweat? I saw some of the Godzilla -1 rip on the internet, but it sucked. Kept stopping and starting, and subtitles were way off. Yeah, I will not watch a movie like that. Will not. Will not. I lied. There was one more thing. There's one more thing. This got released or got announced earlier today. Michelle Yeoh to star in Blade Runner 2099 sequel series for Prime Video. I just know that Ridley Scott's involved. That's all I know, pretty much. I mean, could be good. Could be good. It could be. It could be. It could also be terrible. See, it's like, now Amazon has got, well, yeah, but they did Rings of Power. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But then they did Fallout, which was pretty freaking awesome. So who knows what we're going to get, guys? Who knows? Who knows what we're going to get? Because I don't. I don't know what we're going to get. Let me see here. There. Yes. Perfect. Click that button. We're good. Toho fixing to clap down. Yeah, but how much can they do at this point? They already ruined it by, and it's not like, and again, it's not their fault per se. It's probably has to do with that deal that they have with Legendary, but that's dumb. They are completely different movies. Godzilla X Kong is an action, goofy, comedy, whatever thing. Godzilla -1 is a serious movie. There's no reason that they should be mutually exclusive and that anyone is going to get confused about which one's which. I take that back. There's probably plenty of people that might get confused about that. And it would be weird. I kind of understand in the sense that you wouldn't want to release that Blu-ray or that 4K anywhere close to the theatrical release of Godzilla X Kong, because then people are like, oh, well, we'll just watch the one at home. Not knowing that it's, I mean, how many times have you heard crazy stories about, parents that go, didn't you say you wanted the new video game thing? I got it for you. Yeah, mom, a PS5, not a PS4, right? I mean, you've heard these stories, right? So, I don't know. There's been a lot of there's been a lot of movie reactions to Godzilla -1 when the Blu-ray and the movie came out on Amazon Japan. I'm looking at these people who illegally watched the movie like, well, here's the thing though. Again, it's absolutely, you had to expect it. Toho had to know that was coming. I don't know. I don't understand why they can't be surprised at all. I like 2049. I like better than the OG. I know a lot of people that do. In fact, there's a lot of people that don't like either one of them, which I don't understand. But I love both of them for different reasons, I'm excited about it. I mean, Ridley's involved. I mean, he's probably producing, but and that's it. But I'd like to see what they do with it. But who knows? It could be great, could be crap. I mean, that's kind of the way it all is, right? So I have one last thing. This is not news related or anything else. I'm glad that there's only 13 people in the chat right now because, or at least watching the stream, because this topic is a little more, well, you'll see, but it's a little more almost philosophical in nature. Okay, I hope you guys are ready for this one. I'm actually being serious. I'm not playing. Like, this one's a little out there. But what this has to do with is I finished the final Tolkien book, Peoples of Middle Earth. And in that, the final volume of the history of Middle Earth, his son was compiling all of these notes. And he goes, well, here are some of the final writings that Tolkien ever did, right? See, here's some of the final stuff that he worked on. One of the things was a sequel to Lord of the Rings called The New Shadow. And here is an excerpt of what he sent. He sent a letter to someone. He abandoned it very quickly. But this is what he had to say. I did begin a story placed about 100 years after the downfall of Sauron, but it proved both sinister and depressing. Since we are dealing with men, it is inevitable that we should be concerned with the most regrettable feature of their nature, their quick satiety with good. So that the people of Gondor in times of peace, justice, and prosperity would become discontented and restless, while the dynasts descended from Aragorn would become just kings and governors, like Denethor or worse. I found that even so early, there was an outcrop of revolutionary plots about a center of secret satanistic religion, while Gondorian boys were playing at being orcs and going round doing damage. I could have written a thriller about the plot and its discovery and overthrow, but it would be just that, not worth doing. So, I love Blade Runner 2049 for different things, just how I like Mortal Kombat 95 and Mortal Kombat 21 for different things. Yeah, exactly. And no, Amazon knows all about this. They have no rights for this. So, the moment that pre-order for the movie pops up, I'm buying every edition I can afford. Yes, Matt Wallace, exactly. Exactly. But this is really interesting. And I want to point out a couple of things. Sounds good to me. Sounds like George R.R. Martin. Yes. But this is what I was taking away from this. Now, again, this is more of a philosophical conversation here. This isn't like more of like, oh, we're dying movies and books and no, this is more philosophical here. So that the people of Gondor in times of peace, justice, and prosperity would become discontented and restless, while the dynasts descended from Aragorn would become just kings and governors like Denethor, or worse. Denethor, if you remember in Return of the King, he's the character played by John Noble in the movies. Basically, almost looking for trouble, right? I found that even so early, there was an outcrop of revolutionary plots about a center of secret satanistic religion in Middle Earth. Basically, people starting to worship Sauron or worship Melkor, Morgoth, right? The ultimate evil, right? Basically, Satan in Middle Earth, right? While Gondorian boys were playing at being orcs and going around doing damage. So, Christian, welcome. You're in late. If you want to know, back up just a little bit. I explained this. We're moving on. So, in my mind, when I'm reading this, I'm thinking, wow, this sounds like modern times. Yes, Carbonite. This sounds like the United States. This sounds like the way that the last 10 years have gone, where people are more interested in the negativity. They're more interested in their quick satiety with good. They're not sated. They're not content. It's almost like late stage capitalism. Exactly. Like we're in that point now where we've got it so good, we've invented villains. There's a guy, he's and you might know this name. I was not familiar with the name. Andy Grove. He was the third employee and eventual third CEO of Intel, transforming the company into the world's largest semiconductor company, right? So that's Andy Grove. This is what he said. It might sound familiar to you. Success breeds complacency. Complacency breeds failure. Only the paranoid survive. So to me, it's almost like the world. This is 100 years after the downfall of Sauron. So after, right? So Aragorn at this point is already passed away and his son has taken over. But it sounds like we've got it so good that it's almost our nature to invent villains. It's our nature to invent problems and to invent things to be pissed about, to invent things to divide ourselves. It's like, I don't know, maybe war and all that is in our nature. Now, I don't know if anybody agrees with that, but I could not believe that I was reading this and was going, wow, that sounds like today, like so much. It's crazy. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to sit here and rant and rave and you know, say what things should be and all that stuff. The world is, I only got a few, maybe 30 years. Hopefully I have 30 years left, right? That's not long enough for these ideas to come into fruition anyway. But in my opinion, I see the big, oh, Rachel, hello, welcome, and goodbye. You're apparently saying good night. But it's like, I mean, it sounds so much like it that, people are like, there are so many people that want to be bad and they want to do bad things, even though they're like, you're like, don't you live in like the really nice neighborhood? Why are you acting like a thug? Stuff like that. And it's interesting to me. And again, I got to finish Peoples of Middle Earth. Just awesome. It was awesome to now I'm finished with the history of Middle Earth. I can move on to other things. It's great. But it was really interesting. And then kind of blows my mind right at the end about that maybe the United States or the world even is in this place where we're like, I'm by no means saying that everything is perfect and that we've got this utopian society. But isn't that the goal? It seems like most people, the goal is, hey, we want a society free of hate and free of, where people can be themselves, whatever, we're trying to build a society where everybody can live happily, right? The pursuit of happiness and all that kind of stuff, right? So why do we invent problems? Why do we invent these things to be mad about? I don't know. I just find it really interesting. And yeah, I said life is a struggle, but that doesn't mean we should invent villains. That was something that I said. And I said, there's always a new dragon to slay, right? It's so weird. It's like there's and this goes into, again, that's why I said this is a little bit more philosophical. This is a little bit, whatever. It's not your typical movie talk that I'm usually talking about, but you look at the vaping thing, right? And you look at the way the world is starting to turn, that people that were like on vaping side, the UK was on vaping side. The UK put vape shops in hospitals, and suddenly out of nowhere, the government is starting to say, oh, there's an epidemic. The kids are starting to use. No, they're not. If you look at the trends, the kids aren't using it, but for some reason, everybody's starting to turn against stuff. And why? Because they're not making money from tobacco sales anymore. It's crazy. So anyway, it's one of those things where it's weird that I'm reading a Tolkien thing, and yet, man, I'm really like, that sounds like today. Holy crap, not Gary. Thank you. Lurky. I also think we got it so good we're creating new boogeymen. People are nuts. Well, I appreciate that, not Gary. Thank you for that. Why did that go off? But thank you. And I don't know why this doesn't work. It's freaking Streamlabs thing. People are going to war now, quick to go to war now and talk about dropping nukes very carefully. Did you miss my post? I don't know. I've been ranting. Probably was influenced with how UK was in the 60s. Reminds me of the Clockwork Orange in tone. Yeah, a little bit. Absolutely. But from his point of view, he said, no, it's not worth writing. So there's that. But I don't know. Ever since I graduated from high school in 2014, what Tolkien said has happened. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? And that's another thing that's weird. This, again, came out in 1994. And as you can see, it is the 30th anniversary limited edition steelbook. And this is when I graduated high school, was in 1994. I'm old. There's a theory there's a 70-year cycle or so. We're so far removed from World War II, people have forgotten how bad war is. I mean, you are not wrong. That is definitely a thing. It's weird too. I made this, I was watching Masters of the Air, and April came in for a second and watched a little bit of it with me, and I said, you know what's sad? I don't know if kids today would be able to step up like this. I just don't know if they would. I mean, I would love to be wrong, but what the hell, you know? I don't know. I don't know if it would work. Carbonite. Oh, there's... Not Gary.
Lurky. I also think we've got it so good we're creating new boogeymen. People are nuts.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Carbonite. And Not Gary. Not Gary and Carbonite. Dropping some dough at the end of the stream. I appreciate that. Thank you. The T800 did say it's in your nature to destroy yourselves. Yes, but that's one of those things where, man, you'd think we'd learn our lesson. And to me, what it comes down to is education. I've been saying that since I was in school. Education's a problem. You know, why are we passing people that are idiots? Why are they not failing? You know, why are we not teaching people how to think instead of what to think? But anyway, I'm off my soapbox. And there it is. Me as Qui-Gon. Dude, it's so cool. So, I think that about wraps up the show. I mean, you know? Yeah. Now I need a 4K Blu-ray of Crow, the City of Angels. I mean, do we, Ricky? I don't know. My nephew just saw The Crow for the first time. He's blown away. Regrets not seeing it earlier, even though me and his cousin kept telling him to. It is a good one. Qui-Gon Rob, yes. I put a cherry on top. Well, thank you, Carbonite. I said I need, not we need. Oh, well then okay. There you go. Do the thing, Ricky. But look, here's the thing. So again, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes comes out tomorrow. I will be seeing it. I will be doing a review Wednesday. As far as I know, nothing else going on until next week. I don't know if I want to do another video. I don't know. I just don't know. But I want to thank all of you for being here. I mean, of course, thank you to Not Gary and to Carbonite for dropping some dough. But I just thank you for being here, because just you being here, you know, helps me, because algorithm and all that mess. But anyway, I hope you guys, wait a minute, let me just say, I know why, but that's an entirely different convo. I would say education, yes, but in trade skills. No, I think education in general, like education as in teaching people how to think, not what to think. That's why we have the problem with the separation. Oh my gosh, Ninjinzu. Your first super on a live stream. Did you see, Ninjinzu? Did you see that? Your first super chat on a live stream. Thank you, Ninjinzu, so much. Thank you. I know why you cry. It's something I can never do. Many shop classes are taken out of high schools. No, I mean, look, I totally agree with all of that, but I also think that it's more about we need just more education, period, across the board. We need to be teaching philosophy in high school, and not the philosophy of telling you what to think. Literally teaching kids how to think. And that will pay off dividends later on for all time. We'll get better and better and better and better. But theory is nice, but only goes so far. I mean, practical is good. But if you taught people how to think, then they can make decisions about, oh, I wonder if this politician is actually lying to me or not. Maybe I should be skeptical about what Facebook tells me. That's a problem. So that's why I say that. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, thank you again. Ninja, come on. Pop up, Ninjutsu. Pop up. There it is.
GGS.
Again, thank you guys for thank you very much. Proper learning, good parental guidance. Exactly. But look, you guys have a great rest of your week, great weekend, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday. Always be back. Well, hopefully. You never say always or something. I'm talking too much. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.